Jess. What are you doing? It's past your bedtime. What are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, Data Jess is here. What are you doing, girlie? Good evening, everybody. What's up? What's up? Can't miss this stream. Buddy, let me tell you something. Which one is the one that I want? Is it the blue pill or the red pill? I don't even know. I want the pill that lets me forget today ever happened. Which one is that one? Both of them? I gotta take both. I gotta take both the pills. All the pills. Captain Taylor, you I got you. I got you. Jondrel. No, it's completely unrelated to tournaments, though. Should I lead with that? I could lead with that if you want me to. Wait, you want me to lead with the good news? Oh, crap. I forgot Discord. Tarpy's going to smack me. Hang on. Sorry. I forgot the sticky note. Oh, you're not even in there. Okay. Listen, I thought I forgot the sticky note. I thought I was going to get smacked. But everything is good. Everything is right in the world. Wilson says, wait, there's good news? There is. There is. We do have good news. Hold on. How much what? Can you guys even see this timer? Can you see the timer? Can I just go to my normal camera? Hey.
1:30.
Okay, well, I realized I put up a different screen today just out of jest. And then I was like, oh, the timer. You can't really see the timer that well. But yeah, Fun Daddy, you guys got a bonus stream tonight. You weren't even supposed to get one tonight. Look, see, Scopely pulling through for you guys. Hey, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the camera. Hey, good evening, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the show. How you doing? My name is UltimatDJz. Welcome to Talking Track. Yo, what's up, Kane? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Dinwiddie says, vote for Guffa. I'm not allowed to say that. He told me I'm not allowed to endorse him. Guffa said he didn't want me to endorse him because then he wouldn't win. So I'm not allowed to actually say that. Sandra also said the same thing. Let's see. We have Jim Pie, who, by the way, was happy to take my endorsement. So thank you, Jim Pie. Appreciate that. Eshtar from Server 15, shout out. Thank you. Okay. Listen, I will tell you this. Regarding the player council, I'm actually really, really happy with a lot of the names that we see there. Unfortunately, you can't vote for them either today. Because if you go and you try to vote, you could vote for Billy from accounting if you wanted to. Or you could vote for Everywhere It Matters, which would be a disaster. Or you could vote for me. Write me in. I'm just saying. So the voting is.
That would help Matters.
It wouldn't help Matters. It would help me if you voted me. Retrieving says, and the votes are not private. Now listen, they did actually say this a couple of weeks ago, and I thought this was a crazy idea then, but you guys were like, transparency. So, I mean, but yeah, you can see all the votes, which, by the way, inherently disables a fair vote. See, what I would do is I'd wait until the last day and then see who was ever winning, see whoever was winning, and then I would just vote for them and be like, I picked the winner. Guffa, the vote is public. You can literally see every single person's name and who they voted for. Now, Divine, the player IDs are private. It's not showing that. It's just showing UltimatDJz voted for Sandra. Yeah, everybody can vote for Cruzito. Kretzagog. Anyway, listen, today's been a crazy day. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, you know what? Today's been a crazy day. And you know what? Here's what we're going to do together. Why is this chat not refreshing? Oh, there. I got it fixed. Okay. Hey, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Okay? Where do you mail your postcard entry to? Do ! address. And by the way, somebody's doing it. I've gotten like 40 or 50 pieces of mail in the last 2 days. Somebody's sending postcards, and I am glad for it. I hope you guys win a free cruise. I hope somebody wins a free cruise. Well, obviously, somebody's going to win a free cruise, Tarpy. But, yeah, people are sending in their postcards, which is fantastic. Also, I developed a new thing for you guys today. Now, I just would like to test it. Hey, what's going on, Kane? Bonus for your alliance. You know, there's some things today. There's lots of things today. We're going to talk about all of them. When is the cruise? The cruise is in February, so you can do that. There you go. Cruise starts in 193 days, 21 hours, 52 minutes. Thank you, Albadron. Hold a secondary contest for the coolest postcard. That would be fun. Prettiest artwork. It'd be great. All right, listen. Tarpy, let's get everybody together. Chat, here's what I need you to do with me. You ready? Everybody, take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Then reach 1 foot to your left. Grab your preferred alcoholic beverage. Pop the top. Okay?
Oopsie.
And everybody, and then don't shout profanities. We don't do that around here. We don't shout profanities, DOS. All right? And then everybody, community hydrate. Community hydrate.
I am so positive. I'm full of positive energy.
Not where you thought I was going. Okay. All right. McDougal, that's hilarious. I'm glad Scopely's not in the business of programming self-driving cars. I feel like that's hilarious, actually. Still looking for the Yahoo Ghost? No, I haven't seen it yet. Ransusi, thank you for the 46-month resub. Alex Power, thank you for the primer. Appreciate that. What's going on? Welcome in. Jeef Boot, thank you for the 40-month resub. That's amazing. Thank you. Ark Stanton Creations, thank you for the resub. Appreciate that. CG says, do I think that Scopely will reset the daily task again? Not today. Not today. Can it happen tomorrow? It could. All right, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. As the show announcement said, oh, no, man. Today has even brought out the infamous Bubba Joe into the Discord. Oh, boy. Even Bubba Joe is out for the chaos today. Okay, guys. Here's the deal. I have so much to share with you. So, Tarpy, I'm not going to come to the stage a whole lot. Like, I don't want to do a ton of commentary right now. I want to release the news because it's going to take forever.
That's honestly why I thought you didn't go to Discord at first.
No, So you're
good.
I want to release the news. What are you eating, by the way? I'm starving. What are you having?
It's a porter that we made and chocolate peanut butter ice cream. So it's a beer float.
That sounds amazing. Sounds really good.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so guys, here's the deal. I have a ton of stuff, and honestly, I'm probably going to forget some things. I'll remember things as we talk because I made no show notes. I got home from work. Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, sorry to Mrs. Boss. I spent more time working on this blasted game today than I did on my real job. Okay? First of all, that should never happen. Not for me. Pay me money. Secondly, I left work early so that I could come home and be here with you guys to relay everything, including to our EU friends, which I know it's already 1 o'clock in the morning. But we got stuff. Wait, Fun Daddy says, wait, there are notes usually? Yes, we have notes. Ransusi, thank you for your 46-month resub. Did I already say thanks? I'm already squirreling. Thank you, Ransusi. So I left work. I came down. Here I am. Here I am. And in the process of today, I have been in touch with literally all levels, including that of Mr. Cameron Stewart. We've discussed all the things. I'm going to have another community hydrate. One more sip. One more sip, everybody. There you go. So, hey, by the way, squirrel. Hey, can I have you guys test something for me very quickly? I'm going to turn off the music just for a second. Can I have you guys test something? Tarpy, you know I've been tinkering with this. I've got a new feature on the channel. Now, you guys already know that you can do stickers, right? You guys already know that you can do the stickers and you can do the TTS with the stickers. I have been working with a developer on a new tech. This is like a new feature here for our channel. This developer has been working on this tech for a long time, and they're working on making it broader. But I got in on the ground floor. You know what I'm saying? So they have been helping make some features and stuff for our channel. So I would like to test something just real quick, if you don't care, because this is going to help us, Tarpy, with our IRL stuff, and it's going to help us for when we're using the backpack and when we're not able to use stickers. So what I would appreciate, damn it, Wilson, can I refund that one? Let me just refund that one. So here's what I would like to see. If somebody's willing to spend $1.11, if you will do a cheer 111 in the chat, but then write a message in the same one. So you can't do the bits from the bottom, right? Like this is a new thing. It would be like actually writing cheer 111 and then writing a message. But see, I can't do it. It says I can't cheer in my own channel. So I'd like to test it. But write something fun. Write something cool. Because here's what I'm doing, Zach. I'm testing it live. Okay, I'm testing it live. There's no development server. There's no place for me to test it quietly. So I'm just going to launch it to the public. And who the heck wonders what could possibly go wrong? All right, so we're going to roll it out to everybody. Cheer 111, write a cool little message, and let's just see what actually happens. Okay, now, Guffa just, I don't see it. I don't see it. So, no, I don't want Killer to test it. All right, let me refresh. I don't see it in my little queue down here. Minimum 111, maximum 111. Readout. Oh, the chat's not working. All right, hang on. It's on. Man, see, look, I was trying to test things. In a live environment. Cal DeVille says, this is more testing than in the entire 4 years of Fleet Command. I know. Well, it's not. Let's see. Wait. Connect. We must have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. TTS. Okay, well, it's not working. See, like I said, we're okay. You guys can stop now. Thank you so very much. I'll read them myself. How's that? I'll read them myself but I've been working with this new TTS developer, so it's not going to work. What I will do is I will comp everybody exactly to Sigma trait, okay? I'll do that. 2. And maybe 20 Sigma rerolls. Maybe 20 Sigma rerolls. Hey, Squad, what's going on? Thank you for the follow over there. Appreciate that. Yo, Squad, what's going on? Welcome to YouTube membership. You're amazing. Thank you. Alpaca says, I'd rather have 2 Latinum. Nope. 2 Sigma trade for you. 2 Sigma trade for you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, see, now something just pops up. What does this say? No, it didn't work. All right, so we're gonna have to come back. I'll send this. We're going to clip this area. I'll do a sound. Hold on, where are we? We're at 20 minutes and 50 seconds, and I'll just do it here. Write me a note, Tarpy. 20 minutes, 54 seconds, and I'll send it over to our developer friends because it's not yet working. All right, we tried. We tried. In the meantime, let me say thank you to a couple of people. Guffa. Oh, wow. Really? This is what you guys are going with on your TTS? Guffa writes, cheer 111 and writes, DJz is a paid agent of Scopely here to brainwash us all. Thank you. Freelancer.
But you get paid?
Freelancer cheered 111 bits for science. Thank you. Cottontail cheers 111 bits and writes, we were all dreaming this morning. ATs don't launch until tomorrow. True. And Vanadia cheers 111 bits and writes, STFC knows how to make a quality feature work well. Tony Pye cheers 111 bits and writes, how about those AT resets? Sherlock Holmes cheers 111 bits and writes, I want my 111 bits back for DJ scamming me. I tried. It says that there are 0 messages pending. But it is connected. Hey, by the way, I do think, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm pretty sure the developer's in chat right now. Okay, hang on. Hold on, we might be able to fix it. The developer's actually in chat. By the way, thank you very much for being here. Do I have to hit a save button? Or just tab off of it and it's good to go?
I think I foobarred this.
I did. I probably did foobar something. I did. Thank you for the hype train. Sherlock Holmes, yes, is upset that I scammed him. Alex Power cheers 111 bits and writes, Gorn Baby, execute order 66. Thank you. Q-Dog writes, this new thing works as well as ATs. Jules Verne cheers 111 bits and writes, I demand 111 cookies, but it's still, did it actually work that time? Control, okay, now they're telling me to do a Control F5. Is that the same as like the Shift F11? All right, Control F5. Okay. By the way, this is great. The devs are actually here right now, so shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here and helping. That's amazing. Okay. Kill First writes, hello, fellow Sigma Reroll enjoyers. Thank you for your 49-month resub. Wolfpack, Jules Verne, Captain Palmer, thank you guys all for the resubs. I appreciate that very much. Okay, if Control F5 doesn't work, try Alt F4. Which one is that one? All right.
Thank you, Lightdoll.
Thank you. I have done the things. So we will try and see if it actually works this time. Hold on, let's see. Okay. 110, 111. Just one person. Don't all you guys do it, because then it is a scam. Let's see. Slow, good.
DJ.
What?
What is wrong with you?
Many things. Which button command tases DJ? This is the kind of live testing that we do. All right. Big J says, can we get these devs in with Fleet Command? They're already more responsive. They've been pretty fantastic. I ain't going to lie. All right, not gonna lie. Silvertap says, so if we did our 3 tasks, but now it says 0 of 3, do I need to redo my task, or are they gonna fix it? No, you can redo them. However, you still have your points, so it's an improvement for you. You can get extra loot. Yay, and extra points. Yay. All right, but no, the 3 that you did earlier are gone. As a matter of fact, the only real loss is for people who were in the middle of a task. Yikers. Silvertap says, I don't have my points. You have to do one. Do one more. Just do a 5,000. And then you'll get it. And then it'll catch up. All right. So Albadron says we can't get points. You don't have any tasks. So loud. Yeah, Savage Darkness says I was midway solo waves. That one hurts. Yeah, that's rough. So here's the deal, guys. C Engineering just did one. Oh, no. Oh. Let's see if it worked. Okay. I may have accidentally just skipped that one. Ranch. I saw it come up and I clicked the little icon, but apparently that icon is not play. That icon is skip. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Now, what do I do to read this one?
Lamb fail.
All right, that was LMFAO. But at least it worked. See, we're making progress, everybody. All right, now, real quick, how come it's not picking up on LMFAO?
Let's see if the other developer gets a voice.
Okay, what now? See, that's not supposed to happen. All right, pause. So, okay, here's what we're seeing. My slow mode doesn't seem to give me a button just to read one. I already set the 110, 112 ranch, but that didn't work for C Engineering because he wrote pineapple pizza is amazing. What planet do you come from? Hey, Quazel. Dude, isn't it really late? You should be in bed. So, what is that icon? So the little red icon, which I would assume means play, that apparently means skip. But I still don't have my slow mode button. I don't have my slow mode button because if I hit play, if I hit resume, then it's going to read it and then it's going to read the second one. Hey, Ranch, load up like a second or third one. We're going to test it. Am I fixing code? Yeah, I'm actually testing stuff live on a live server. I'm going to show you how that works. All right. Now, in fairness, as I am tinkering with something today, might have not been the best day to test something on a live environment, Derby. Why did I think this was a good idea?
In fairness, you always test on a live environment.
I do. I test lots of things.
Twitch actually doesn't have a good way of testing it not live.
They don't.
There's no, like you said, there's no development server.
Nope.
There's no version control.
No,
There's no, anyway.
Can't. Yeah, the code is messed up. You can't move from this to that to the other thing. All right, so there's two in here. So I'm going to press a button, and let's see if it reads one or both.
Try doing 110 minutes, 112 max.
Okay, did that.
Hello, I'm here to send one or two more.
See, yeah, the slow mode is not working. It's not picking up on the cheers. But that's okay.
Did you give them redneck farmer on purpose?
I did not choose the voice. As a matter of fact, there's all kinds of voices, and we're going to tinker with those. We're going to have fun. But anyway, okay. Real Lab says lock in. We need to talk about ATs, and that's what we're going to do. It was just something that I wanted to test, but on a live server, but it's not working right now. But that's okay. We're going to come back to it. I'm going to turn it. You know what? I'm going to leave it on. You know what? This is going to transition nicely into something I want to talk about. I'm going to leave it on. Okay? I'm going to leave it on so the developers can look and see about the bits and all the stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to turn the audio down so that we can, it should be on auto read. They can do it on auto read. I don't want it on auto read. That would be a terrible idea. Okay? That's a horrible idea. Not doing that. Anyway, we do have stuff to talk about with Alliance tournaments, and I've got a lot of stuff to share with you. Also, I do have one little piece of good news. So, Tarpy, I kind of led with this in the very beginning before I squirreled. Do you want the good news first? Which, by the way, has nothing to do with Alliance tournaments. Nothing to do with Alliance tournaments. But if we need to take the edge off a little bit, I can do that. Or I can lead with Alliance tournaments, and then when we've just all realized that we're all out of Twisted Tea and we just can't take much more, then I can give you the good news to bring you back down. What do you guys want?
I'm personally much more of the give me the bad before good, but
okay. And Alicia says good news first because we're not going to be able to listen after the bad. Of course you will. You'll be here. McDougal says good news first so it doesn't feel like I'm trying to bail out ATs. No, I'm pretty fussy today. All right, good news first. I'll make this really short and sweet. The Gilded Shackle will officially be changed in the upcoming patch to reflect its tooltip and in fact affect all resources, materials, and parts for G7 ships. So for those of you who have been chasing the Gilded Shackle, all right, there you go. The Gilded Shackle will be reverted, and made to the way that it is described in game. And so
Whoa.
All right, so that is that's a thing. Captain Taylor says now it's a buy. I agree. Jim Pie says woohoo. Marsport says, oh, that's a different comment. Okay, yeah. Caledon says good news. Vic says I don't trust when Scopely fixes things. See, before today, I would have had a different conversation with you. Before today, I would have had a different conversation. But today's been a rough day. Ransusi says that'll help me in a couple of years. Angry Lou says that is good news. So that is. Yeah, Crazy says what it doesn't now? No, Crazy. It's parts only. But see, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that because looking at it, it just says increases cost efficiency. It wasn't doing resources and it wasn't doing materials. It was just doing parts. So the good news is that has been corrected and it will be rolled out at the next patch. Now, yeah, it doesn't do what it says on the tooltip. Now, apparently, we knew this. See, we apparently knew this and told the community about this Tarpy when it came out. I think even on Quazel's Corner, like he showed that it didn't actually work that way. But I mean, to the broader player base looking in game, you wouldn't necessarily see that. As a matter of fact, even still now today, if you go over into your artifact gallery, you're going to take a look at the Gilded Shackle and you're going to see that it doesn't actually specify what it does or does not do. It just simply says, where is mine? Not unlocked. Where are my unlocked? Here we go. Gilded Shackle. It just says cost efficiency.
Could use a search.
It could use a search. Okay, and Quazel's in chat said, yes, we talked about it. So that is your good news, which should be, again, like I said, completely unrelated to Alliance tournaments. But here's you some good news. Okay, Jim Pie says Scopely never changed the description. It's been so long that the only right move was the one you just announced. Well, the good news is it is done. That will happen. And why didn't K92 says, why didn't you prioritize that one? Me personally, you're talking about upgrading it? Because I didn't do a lot of legendary loot. Okay? I didn't do a lot of legendary loot the last time. So, but it will be. Detroit Rock City says, make sure the whales are taken care of. That's sarcasm. But listen, this is a pretty significant thing. It's a pretty significant thing. We've got to make sure that things like this don't happen. And this is a deeper thing. Now, I know today's a bad day for me to have this conversation. It's a super bad day for me to say what I'm getting ready to say. But a change like this would not have happened 6 months ago. All right? A change like this would not have happened 6 months ago. They would have nerfed it. All right? So I'm going to praise the fact that they're making the right decision with this. That said, it's been a really rough day. Okay, it's been a very, very challenging day in the world of Star Trek Fleet Command. So let's talk about the timeline, and I'm going to talk to you about the communications that I've gotten and what we know so far and parts of the problems. I just got a text message. Stand by. Oh, kitty cat. Thank you. Hey, what airport is... Oh, never mind. Okay. I got a text message from American Airlines. They're changing one of my flights. Okay, anyway. So, Caledon says, I agree with you, DJs. I'll give credit where credit is due, but some people deserve to have their agonizers used as an in-genre punishment. Buddy, let me tell you something. Today, really rough day. Really, really rough day. So, let's go and talk through it. First of all, I'm going to give you some backstory before we actually start on what happened today. Because I've been very vocal about this, and I've caught a lot of flack. And I want to be very, very clear. I will own my part. I will always own my part. I've never lied. Several days ago, I was on a conference call, and the topic of that conversation was, hey, we're planning to rerun Alliance tournaments on August the 10th. However, we don't have enough bandwidth or time to fix everything. Should we push it? here was my questioning. This was my line of questioning that I started with right there. You want me to turn off the music? I'll turn off the music because this is serious stuff. So the questions that I asked at that particular moment in time was, what can we fix? Like, if we're going to roll it, and by the way, I did endorse pushing it again. But if we were going to roll it, here's what we needed to have. One, we could not have the game-breaking lag for 24 minutes where the game was completely seized last Friday. All right, could not do it. That, A, can't happen. B, empty task slots. Okay, if you guys remember from 10 days ago, empty task slots. All right, I said that has to be fixed. Number C was duplicate tasks. I didn't want to see the duplicate tasks and the missed targeting, and then number 4 was the task descriptions and scoring metrics, which you guys know we've talked a lot about that Quasel was very, very involved in correcting. All right, so that was what I said. Hang on, guys. I'm giving you the full timeline. That was what I said. Don't run it this way unless this is what we have. They came back and said, okay, well, DJs, we can do 3 of these things. We do not have the time to do duplicate, to fix the duplicate problem. And if you guys will remember, I talked about that a couple of days ago. And I said to them on that very phone call that day, I said, if the duplicate task is the only thing you cannot do, if we're talking about fixing the lag, if we're talking about making sure that the tasks show up, and we're talking about making sure that the tasks work, then roll it. All right? Then roll it. And by the way, my thinking on that was to give people some insight and transparency into that decision was, we've got a new ship source back here, guys. We've got rewards back here. Okay? We've got the Gilded Shackle. We've got officers. We've got primes. We've got all this. This is a huge store. As a matter of fact, this is probably a bigger store than even the original warehouse-style event store. This is a massive store that has utility to a ton of players. So my response was, if we can do that, then it needs to run again. If you're telling me that the only thing that we can't do is the duplicate task, but we're gonna have the lag under control, and we're going to show all 18 tasks and the groups and all this stuff. If that's what we're gonna do, then great. I personally would defend running it again because people want their rewards. Okay, people want the rewards. Some currency is better than no currency. I get it. Now that immediately spawned a conversation. About whether or not it was too soon again, whether there was enough time to bank up. And that's why we did the conversation the other night, Tarpy, about the 5,000 point tasks and why and how they can pay you out, even though this Alliance tournament is running 10 days ago. Okay? You could still earn a fair amount of currency. We knew that the Alliance leaderboard was going to provide the currency that we wanted, and that was the opportunity for us to come in and actually be able to earn some currency and still make it into something that would be good for everybody. So, Mimi says, in fairness, they checked all the boxes. DJs just forgot to add a checkbox added, don't add new bucks. That's fair. So at that moment in time, the decision was made to go ahead and move forward, which is why then we did the teaching and why their announcement at the time, I would have praised it. I did praise it. That they said, we are going to come out and this is not going to be fixed, but these other things are. Great. That was communication. It was a warning that this was going to work or not going to work or whatever. Hey, we don't have time to fix everything, but we're going to run it again because we don't want to hold back your sourcing on things that you want. right? You've got choice tokens back for the first time in 4 months. You've got the Reaver, the brand new ship that some players are now north of 100 blueprints on in its second month, all right, which is great news. So I didn't want players to be waiting 3 months for this thing to be backburnered, fixed again, because it had been 2 or 3 months before we had the last one. Ken Ben says, for most players, most of the legendary currency is going to come from the Alliance placement. At the end of the event, doing a bunch of high point tasks is not as necessary as some people seem to think, and I agree. We did a whole teaching show about this. All right, we did a whole teaching show about this. So, yeah, we were just telling people, hey, listen, do the 5s and 10s as best you can because you're going to get a stack of loot at the end. All right, Coach says the max Reaver blueprints as of today is 90. Okay, well, that's great. You're halfway there. Now, testing, the conversations all week long. Quasel will vouch for this. I will vouch for this. Jules will vouch for this. All week long, the developers had been in touch. We shared the data. We had the sheets. The sheets were updated. The data was ready for the community. We've been talking about it. We've been prepping. Everything seemed to be ready to go for today. 11 a.m. Eastern rolls around. Problem number one. The game freezes and grinds to a halt. Now, in fairness, today, it wasn't 24 minutes. It was only 19. And in fairness, the game didn't come to a screeching halt. It wasn't frozen in time today. It was just stuck for about 4 to 5 minutes response anytime you click the button. Maybe not 4 to 5 minutes. Might have been 2 to 3 minutes. Still really bad. Really bad.
I hate this stupid game.
I forgot that was still in there. Thanks, Vic. All right. So that happened, which immediately makes me shake my head because that was item number one off my list. That was item number one. Fix the lag. Now, was it better? Okay, sure, maybe moderately, minimally better, but still really, really bad. And I, for the record, signed on right at 11 a.m. because I wanted to test it. I wanted to hold them to task. But that happened, and while it was moderately better, and I will say, in fairness to the engineers, they were with us at 10:50 a.m., they were with us at 11 a.m. They were with us the entire time. We're diagnosing, we're looking, we're running tests. They even went so far, and I shared this with you guys. I said this with you guys a couple of days ago, Tarpy. They even asked, hey, are any of the engineering guys, any of your tool guys doing anything? Are you connected to the APIs? Are you looking for data? Are you scraping anything? And I said no. As a matter of fact, I even came and I showed them. This was a screenshot that I sent them from Chronox's website. This screenshot I took for them was at 11:48 a.m. 11:48 a.m. That proves that we had not yet begun looking to the servers for our data. Okay? Chronox at 11:48 a.m., 48 minutes after the launch, had not yet started to collect data on Alliance tournaments. That was challenging, I am going to say. That was challenging because all that while we were looking for things, we were trying to help, we were trying to find things that were working. Players know that I was in Discord, I was grabbing player IDs, because what ended up happening is we ended up seeing a new bug. Tasks that were separated by buckets before, which was, I believe, 8, then 4. Here, I'll tell you exactly what the count was supposed to be. Bucket number 1, as we know, and with all the data and everything that we've been doing with Quasel and doing all this stuff for the tasks. I've lost so much chat today. Group 1 should have had 8 blocks, which are mostly your 5,000 point tasks. Group 2 should have had 4 blocks, which are a lot of your legacy 5 and 10s. Oh, I'm not. No, Habermeyer, let me be really clear. Today's not about excuses. Right now, I'm communicating timeline. Because honestly, I'm extremely frustrated. I feel like today was a huge punch in the gut, man. You know? Like, today was an opportunity to, like, show a new side of things. And we just
I think I foobot this.
We just didn't get it. So Group 2 should have had 4 blocks. Group 3, which, by the way, we all kind of said we wanted to see more. We wanted to see more Group 3 tasks. There's only supposed to be 2. Well, good news. Today you could have gotten 6. All right. So, and then Group 4, which are your premium 20,000 point tasks, should have been 4. What was happening today was that the boundaries, the best way that I could describe this are the boundaries were, what they described to was that the groups were blending. In other words, there was no separation of groups. There was no ratio. There was no tasks that were locked into positions. What you saw was Group 4 would disappear into Group 3, and then Group 3 would disappear into Group 2, and it just kind of continued to cascade until alliances were left with all 5,000 point tasks, which is crazy. How does that even happen? It's a brand new bug. Okay. Let me grab this screenshot. I've got a few of them that I can share, but you guys all know, you guys saw it with your own alliances. You know what was happening. This was a player that sent one over that had 1 Group 4 task. And even out of these, which was odd, you had 3 Group 3 tasks, and then the rest were Groups 1 and 2. What we discovered a little bit later was that it almost felt like the rerolls were pushing it down. What? Like if you rerolled a 20, you didn't get a 20. It rerolled a Group 3, rerolled a 15. Then it would reroll a 10. Then it would reroll a 5. To the point where you would actually get to the point where you only had 5s on the board. And there are alliances right now that are in that boat. So the conversations then continue.
I think I foobot this.
There was a lot of foobarring today. The conversations continue to happen. Cam was raised. Cam, as you guys know, is in Dublin. All right, so we had a lot of communication. It was evening time where they were, so we were able to get a hold of them very, very quickly, very easily. Got a hold of Cam. We spoke to Connor, spoke to the Alliance Tournament's product owner, got all of these people together and started trying to figure out what was going on. In the meantime, the second major failure, I don't open it, then later I can claim ignorance, right? Today was communications. Communications were abysmal today. Abysmal today. I was reminded of a couple of years ago when I used to be on at Event Reset every day, and I'd write announcements and I'd do all this other stuff. I wrote an announcement at noon, 1 hour after AT started, with the information that I had gathered at that point so far from the engineering group and the product owners and all that stuff, and everybody who was, by the way, super fantastic with me. And this is why, you know what, I feel like I see it, Cruzito, today. And by the way, let me just say on a small squirrel moment, all right, on a tiny squirrel moment, Cruzito, I don't know if you're here, but I saw it today for the first time in action. And what I mean by that is I know the level of communication that I provide to my community. I know what people expect from me and what they see in my Discord. But today, actually this morning, I received a rather pleasant message and was invited to the VIP private server for STFC. So I'm on the whale server now. Woo woo. So far, everybody's been really welcoming, and I got to have a lot of great conversations with some players in there. But let me point out, yeah, there goes the neighborhood, Canine Tooth. It was quiet. It was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop in there. The lack of communication, even once I wrote mine, because here's what the official communication was. Here was the official communication 1 minute before I wrote mine. 15 and 20,000 tasks not populating is being investigated. That was the extent of their communication. That was all they got. Now, Cruzito has been super critical over here as of late about the communication. And I've always kind of said, hey, that's not really my responsibility, right? I don't work for the company, all right? I do what I can. I gather my research. I do my data. I talk. I make my phone calls. I do my things, okay? I do my things. And by the way, I don't mean scary amongst the players, guys, okay? The players wanted to know what was going on. There was nothing from Fleet Command. Nothing. Communication today was flat out abysmal. So their communication, and by the way, the communication to the entire player population was exactly 9 words. 15 and 20,000 tasks not populating is being investigated. That's all they got. So 1 minute later, and by the way, I worked on my announcement for like 15, 20 minutes. Okay? I worked on my announcement for like 15, 20 minutes because I wanted data. So I wrote the announcement that I wrote, and I shared it out with a couple of people, and I shared it with VIP. And I shared it with the other content creators. And I because this kind of communication needs to be out there. Okay? Sam Samasaran says abysmal. It was pathetic. I don't know what's worse, abysmal or pathetic. I feel like abysmal's worse. I would categorize abysmal below pathetic. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with abysmal. All right, but then so I wrote about what was going on with these blended buckets. All right, and by the way, this was a working theory. This was a working theory at this particular point because they were actively involved. And some of you will know. Some of you sent me player IDs. Thank you for that. We were able to look at your account in real time. I say we, not me. I was relaying the data. I was able to send this over to the product manager and the developers in real time. They were looking, okay, why is this player not seeing a group 4? Why is this player not seeing a group 3? They're looking at the code. They're looking at the client. They're looking at the server. They're looking at ops. They're looking at everything. They're looking at the alliance. And we're trying to come up with what it is. They go quiet for a little bit. Obviously, the devs and the engineers do because they're working. Okay? An hour goes by. Hour and a half goes by. We still have nothing publicly. They have nothing publicly. And then the worst possible thing happens. The worst, well, okay, take that back. Then at 2:30, 2:30, this is 3.5 hours after launch, they finally say, we're investigating an issue. The team is looking into it. We'll share further updates and keep you informed as we make progress. Now, for me, I'll tell you, that announcement was sent at 2:30. At this point, I'm growing tired. All right, and I had sent the message that said this. All right, and again, by the way, I do know that there's a lot of new viewers in here tonight, so thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome. If you don't know me from Sam, I typically try to be a pretty positive guy. Okay, I try, and I find humor in anything. Humor is my way of coping with my emotions. I used to be a really angry guy. Okay, just give you a little bit of background on me. I used to be a really angry guy. It wasn't productive. It wasn't healthy for me in my life, and I found ways to deal with that, coping and therapy and all the things. Anyway, long story short, people give me a lot of grief for being positive all the time, and they call me a shill when I find positivity in almost anything.
I am so positive.
I just have to.
I'm full of positive energy.
I got to be full of positive energy because I just have to, because otherwise it consumes me. So I wrote this. Hey, community managers, took the liberty of writing an announcement for you. All right. Took the liberty of writing an announcement for you. By the way, this is at 12:30 p.m. my time. So right after I get done posting mine. AT is being a little bit troublesome this run. Little bit. See? Sarcasm. Fun. We're actively investigating a few unexpected issues. Task buckets are being blended, rerolls are lagged and less targeted, and relegation bars aren't displaying accurately. We knew that we would have some duplicate task weirdness this time, but the particular group blending was not expected. We'll keep working on it and improving things. In the meantime, I wrote this, by the way. In the meantime, we're going to keep this one up so everyone can get their extra loot and their store items to make up for the chaos. And by the way, I wrote this because this was my suggestion for what they should do at this point, by the way, which was before they took any action. To help make up for the chaos, we'll be gifting a bunch of rerolls. I suggested 100 Sigma rerolls, plus a comp chest at the end of Alliance tournaments containing 10,000 legacy loot and 4,400 legendary loot for all participating commanders. Thank you for rolling with us while we untangle the subspace spaghetti. That is what I wrote. I wrote it for them. And I said, listen, just push it. Send it. And by the way, it wouldn't have been a message that was received well for everybody. I know that. I know that would not have been received well by everybody, but I have always said that there has to be a few elements to a good communication. 1, acknowledgement. 2, apology. 3, a little bit of a TLDR in what happened, a little bit of a diag. Okay? 4, did I say empathy? If I didn't, empathy. 5, compensation. And by the way, the compensation doesn't need to be determined. It just needs to say, we're going to do it. Okay? This is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to try to do. We're going to make sure that we diagnose everything. We're going to fix it. And by the way, I've always maintained this. You got to fix the problem before you can do a comp. All right? Number 1 priority is not on the comp. The number 1 priority is on stop the bleeding. Okay? Got to fix the problem. That's number 1. Then you can determine the gauge. You can determine how serious the issue was. And then you can issue an appropriate comp. Okay? So that is what I would have suggested. That was at 12:30. At 2:30, that announcement came out, which for me landed far short. I'm sorry. I don't know who wrote that. That was a terrible announcement. I hated that announcement. Did not land for me. Then, at roughly, we haven't even started talking about the player council, which we can talk about that later, but what a foobar that is. At 3:51, an hour and a half later, the worst possible thing that they could have done, they did. What is that? What is that? Oh, this is gonna the equivalency that I'm getting ready to draw to this is gonna probably infuriate some people. But do you guys remember that meme years and years ago? I think it was President Bush who had the banner that said like "Mission Accomplished," right? And it was just the beginning of a ginormous poop show. All right, commanders, we have identified and fixed the issue. All right. Mission accomplished, commanders. To apply the fix, please reboot your game. By the way, what we're going to do is we're going to clear the entire Alliance tournament. We're going to clear the entire Alliance tournament task. We're going to reset it with the correct ratios. Resetting this may disrupt your plans, so we're going to send out an extra 20 rerolls as compensation. Okay, great. Great. So far, okay. All right. What should we expect? This, again, not bad here so far. What should we expect? Players who have already completed tasks will lose them, no matter the progression made. Yikes! Okay, hold on. That's recoverable. What they mean is a player who is in process for a task, a player that is in the middle of working on a task will lose their task. Okay, hang tight. This is not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world, because what's the absolute most that you could get from it? 4,400 legendary, 4,400 legacy, 300 Sigma rerolls. Well, they were already going to handle the Sigma rerolls with 20. Okay, fine. So right here, the 20 rerolls needs to be coupled up with 4,400 legacy, 4,400 legendary, just right off the top, and 20,000 points. Right off the top. Now, there's an argument, Mimi, about the 20,000 points. Me, personally, I think everybody should get the 20,000 points. A lot of people are going to say, well, if everybody has it, then nobody has it. But you've got different sizes alliance. So me, personally, I think anyone who had participated at that point should get the 20,000 points. Because an active alliance who had already been participating, already had those people in, they should get their 20,000 points. 20,000 points, 4,400 legendary, 4,400 legacy. Boom! Everybody is whole! We're going to apply the fix. The daily attempts will reset, allowing players to do 3 tasks again. No problems here. No problems here. Now, me, I was not one that had a chance to get online and play during this entire thing. I wish that I had. I was not. Okay? So before anybody says that was a self-serving decision, nope, wasn't for me. I got 0 tasks because I was too busy trying to figure out what was going on. But I know that some of you did. And for that, I say, great. Great. Because you get extra currency, you get extra opportunity at extra currency, and your points still scored. So Wolfpack, Wolfpack writes, I think those who spent money on packs should get their money refunded. The only reason I'm going to say I don't think that would be necessary is because you still got to keep your rewards. You still got to keep your currency, and the alliance gets to keep the points. Right? So, yes, I have seen a screenshot of a player who's already done 120,000 points today. All right? 120,000 points. They've done it. Now, Kara says, I haven't gotten the points, and I've already done tasks, and I can't redo them. So, here's the deal, Kara. Here's what is happening, and this is something that I'm going to talk to you guys about, the technology stuff. If you did your tasks before this reset, and you have not done one since, then go in there and just grab a 5,000 and pop it off. Once you change your score, your leaderboard will pop up, and you will have your previous score. Okay? Kara, just grab a quick and dirty 5,000 point task. Go repair a ship. It won't let you do any. That is abnormal. So send me a DM on Discord and let's take a look at it together, okay? So send me a DM because I want your player ID. So what was happening is the scoreboard got reset, and we've seen this before. We've seen this before where a score doesn't update until there's action on that number. Does that make sense? So if I had 60,000 points and then I get reset to 0, even though the database still has me at 60, I have to score a point in order for it to show the 60,001, which we can't do 1 point in tournaments, but you understand what I'm saying. We've got to change that score. So if you completed, so there's 3 categories of players here. If you completed tasks prior to the reset, then now you can do 3 more. However, you must do 1 in order to get your old score back. And you will get your old score. Your alliance will get your old score. And you will have your currency from those things. So those players just get to do a bonus 3 tasks. Good for them. Extra loot, great. Anybody complaining? Probably somebody's going to say, well, they got to do 6 and I only got to do 3, or they get more loot and I didn't get a chance at enough loot because I was at work and I didn't get to do this. I get it, but this is the same old song and dance. Everybody has this issue. Playing at Event Reset is the most horrible game of Russian roulette ever in existence. Okay? The most horrible, because it's a curse or it's a blessing. You either get advantage of a bug or you don't get advantage of the bug, or you did this and you get some currency. I mean, it's a story that's as old as time with Fleet Command. You're on an event reset. Most often, you're the one who gets points that don't score. You've done stuff. You've spent materials. You've gone into a leaderboard, and then they've reset the leaderboard. It's both a blessing and a curse. You know? You play an event reset, it's a gamble. Always has been. In this particular case today, some of these players who had completed their tasks are going to have an extra opportunity at some currency. Then there's the second group of players who hadn't done any tasks. All right? That hadn't, like me, who had done nothing. Well, for me, business as usual. I log in. I can choose my 3 tasks. I've got 0 out of 3 available. I can come in and I can do it. For some reason, my tasks are actually showing up decently well, but I know that we've been working on my account today because I also gave him mine to tinker and test with. So I think I have, there's 4 group 4s. Are those group 3s? Those might be group 3s. How do I have orange tasks? Again, we've been in and out of my account all afternoon, all right, because I haven't played, so that was one thing I let him do. I was just like, hey, take the ID and go tinker. All right? But yes, I know, Andalisha, I know almost every alliance out there has no group 4s and no group 3s. Nakar says you have no group 3s right now, so I've got 4 group 4s and all the rest group 1s and 2s. Weird. What time did the reset happen? Approximately 3:45 p.m. Okay? Approximately 3:45 p.m. the reset happened. Now, here's what happened. So the communication came out. Fine. I'm actually good with this communication, by the way. I'm actually good with this communication with the exception of a couple of things. One, you can't claim mission accomplished, bro. You can't say we fixed it without rolling it out and testing it. Okay? So there's number A. I like my number letters today. There's number A. Number B. I'm fine with the fact that we specified rerolls as compensation. We probably should have mentioned that there would be something more. Okay? But that's fine. Whatever. We didn't. Here was the huge transgression for me. And I know that this is going to sound crazy because it goes against every school of thought that I've ever given you guys. Like, it goes against the grain for me. Don't worry about the comp until you have diagnosed and fixed the issue. Don't worry about the comp until you've diagnosed and fixed the issue, because then the comp went out. And it contained 20,000 reroll tokens. And it shouldn't have. It should not have. It should have come out with 20 reroll tokens and 4,400 legendary and 4,400 currency or legacy and legendary. Okay? That's what it should have come with, but it also should not have come today. Should not have come today. Because we needed to make sure that it was fixed. So, that's at 3:45. At approximately 3:47, 3:48, maybe 3:49, we figure out that it's still happening. And by the way, the reset did put it back to its template. Okay? Put it back to its template. 20 rerolls. Sorry, I didn't mean 20,000. Sorry, Alpaca. 20 rerolls. Did I say 20,000? They're only 100 per reroll, so 2,000. Sorry, my fault. Misspeak. So immediately the reset puts the template back where it is. Okay? In other words, the template comes back. You've got 4 group 4s, 2 group 3s, what was it, 6? See, I'm so flooded with numbers today. 4 group 4s, 2 group 3s, 4 group 2s, and 8 group 1s. Which, by the way, contain all of the amazing new tasks that were developed for G5 and G4 players this past week. So great. Except the very first thing started happening again. We're going to re-roll a task, and it's not going to re-roll from the same group. Except that time it did. Of course it would. We're going to re-roll that task, and it's just going to start punching. Maybe they got it licked. Yeah. So, at 5:40 p.m., after investigating reports, and by the way, this is 2 hours. 2 hours after the fix went out. The fix goes out. That we decide to actually tell somebody, the players, oh, the fix didn't work. The fix didn't work. 2 hours later. And why I'm going to be so frustrated about communications today. Maybe even more than tech. And I'm going to give you some insight onto the tech here in just a minute. But communications, absolutely abysmal failure today. The worst. Way too long of a delay. You've got to get information in the players' hands faster than that. Got to. Here's the the last update that we have. The team is continuing to work on the fix. We'll be keeping you updated. Thanks for your patience. That was the last public announcement at 5:45 p.m. All right. Now, let me back up and talk to you a little bit more about some of the development chat, which I've been authorized to share with you regarding what is happening. Okay. First of all, we've known about this issue for a very long time, community, and I don't understand why we don't have an actual live test server. But an entire week of testing did not reveal this on their dev server. Now, we've talked about this a million times. We've talked about this a gazillion times. Why not duplicate? Why not actually have a live server? Okay? A live server with real players that test stuff early. We used to do it with APAC. We used to do it. Now, Detroit Rock City says stop with the fixes, make sure it works correctly before launching. Here's, in fairness, it did. It worked on the test server, but here were a couple of things that you can't duplicate. Okay? You can't duplicate 50,000 people smashing rerolls. You can't duplicate a 100-person alliance trying to pull tasks, complete tasks, reroll tasks. Okay? Can't. They just don't have by the way, Whiteheads, yes, you can. I know they can. There's tools out there that can do it. I'm 1,000% aware of that. They just either don't have them, won't invest in them, have made the decision not to, don't know, whatever, don't understand. But yes, there should be ways to do this. Further, there should be an exact clone of a live game server that should exist specifically for testing. I get that it doesn't need to be a dev server and you're spinning things up and you're testing and you're building, and I get that. I understand. But when you're ready to, if you've developed a fix, like after last Friday, we all know about this meeting that Cam had with everybody who touched Alliance tournaments last week. I feel like his expectations were stupidly clear. All due diligence could have been made, could have been taken. They tested on this dev server, and it worked. And then we put it live, and it doesn't work.
I think I foobarred this.
Many foobars today. So we go to live. We have the issues. At first, and again, before anybody gets all upset, this is completely authorized. At first, yeah, buddy, what's up? At first, they say, well, once it's live, and by the way, we talked about this last time. We're not going to be able to change it mid-run. Okay? And by the way, we've heard that before, and we've known that. They even said it for the last Alliance tournament. Hey, we're not going to be able to fix this mid-run. And by the way, they technically couldn't fix it mid-run Because what did they do? They actually restarted it. It was a very fast restart, okay? But that's what they did. They ended it, ran a query, restored the points. That's why you have to score another point for it to show up again. They started the tournament over and then imported your scores to the Alliance leaderboard, okay? So that's technically how that happened. So they stopped Alliance tournaments. They ran it again. They figured out a way to do that and spin it up while we're live. The fix that they thought they had developed, and by the way,
That's messed up.
I'll be a little bit forgiving of bug testing in a live scenario. Okay, let's not talk about last week. I mean, we're going to talk about last week, but I mean today, okay? So it goes live. It's FUBAR. Now you've got, now to coin a phrase, you're trying to change a tire on a tractor trailer moving 75 miles an hour down the highway without stopping, okay? That's a problem. That's a big deal. So, personally, and I understand Cruzito and nobody else is going to give him this grace. Personally, given how many hours I was on the phone today with this person, I know he tried his best. I know he tried his damnedest, okay? I mean, again, tractor trailer, moving down the highway 75 miles an hour, you're trying to change a tire on the move. He tried, okay? And I know nobody will ever see that. Nobody will ever know that except for this guy. I appreciate what he tried to do. But, man, talk about freaking impossible. Talk about freaking impossible. But, anyway, we come back in. He's running all kinds of tests. They cannot duplicate this issue on the dev server. Literally can't duplicate it. It's only happening in live. And when they take it over to their server, they cannot duplicate the issue. Every time they ran this patch, hey, Case, every time they ran this patch, it worked for about 10 to 15 minutes and then started losing what I termed today as bundle cohesion. All right, it felt like a very Star Trek thing to say. All right. We started losing bundle cohesion. All right. So at that point, then the rerolls and everything started getting all kinds of messed up after about 20 minutes. Then comes the worst news possible. And where I am extremely torn. All right? I'm extremely torn on this because I see the frustration in the community. I see my own frustration. I see all the problems. I see all this. So here's the update that I got. And by the way, this is late. All right? This is literally maybe an hour and a half ago. Probably about 20, 30 minutes before I go on the air. The Alliance task wipe we did was a little bit more of a stopgap than a permanent fix. It reset it, but we can't find, at this moment, we have not yet found what's causing my bundle cohesion, which I like. They can't find what's causing the lack of bundle cohesion. We're continuing to investigate a core issue fix, and we'll be staying in touch with you, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here comes the dagger to the heart. We likely don't have the personnel to resolve this in the next few hours. We need support from Dublin. Oh, okay. So to this tips, here's what I said. By the way, guys, yes, here's what I said. Then pull it. And guys, you know how much I hate saying those words. You guys know how much I hate saying those words. I hate pulling anything. Okay? I hate pulling anything. Because players have progress invested. They've spent materials. They've done the things. Okay? And by the way, Aardvark, just like when I was in San Diego, you didn't have the frontliners. You didn't have the actual, executioners. I don't think that's the right word. You didn't have those people. You had leadership. All right. So yes, leadership is out with the European content creators right now. These are not your doers. Okay. These are not your doers. Trust me. I was in the room or on the phone and in the chat rooms with the doers all day. All right. And they basically come back and be like, bless it. We need help. We need help. We need the engineers. There's something wrong. As a matter of fact, they go through and they say there's... Bruh! Okay, I'm drinking. Oh, I thought that went longer. Sorry, that was a long drink. Sorry about that. Thank you, Vic, for your for your kitty bitties. Appreciate that. So they say, hey, we need some help. It's not in the event configuration. It's got to be somewhere in the client. It's got to be somewhere in the code. It's got to be somewhere in the server, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's the deal, Stefan. Okay? Even I, and you guys know how much I hate saying. You guys know how much I hate saying pull an event. It's the worst
That's messed up.
It's the worst possible outcome ever in my mind. It's the worst. A, you're taking away partial progression from players. B, you're taking away the investment that they already put into the event. That's terrible. C, what about the rewards? What about the alliances that have already invested and have already spent? What about the people who bought packs for 20,000 point tasks? Listen, the worst possible thing you could do is pull it. But I said, if this is what we've got, then we've got to pull it. Here's what I write. Then pull it. It's a disaster as is. It's got to come down. This is not what we imagined it would be a few days ago. When we were planning, when we were going down the checklist and we said, okay, well, listen, we're still going to have duplicate tasks. And by the way, for this, if this gets clipped, if this makes it back around, and I hope it does, all right, frustrations were high today, and I will personally apologize to anybody on the dev team that took offense to the way I wrote this message, because it wasn't intended to be mean. But what we had imagined the other day was we were going to have...
What is wrong with you?
Lots of things. The other day we knew we were going to have duplicate tasks. Well, that was the only bug that we thought we were going to have, was duplicate tasks. And that's what I wrote, and I do think, because, again, just frustrations, tensions very high today. So how I meant it was, this was obviously outside the scope of anybody's expectations. I said, this isn't how we imagined it would be when we talked several days ago. Then came the second dagger to my second heart, because I'm like a cat. We have two hearts, I think. Is that a thing? Or Vulcans? Do Vulcans have two hearts? Klingons. Somebody has two hearts.
Klingons have two hearts.
Thank you.
Cats do not have two hearts.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Somebody has two hearts. Okay. Here came the second dagger to my second heart, and why I'm in a really, really hard position right now, and why I'm bringing it to you, and why, by the way, Cam and leadership have authorized me to share this with you, so there's at least a little bit of insight as to why the event hasn't been taken down yet. We can't duplicate this on any other server. We can't duplicate this in any other environment. The only way we find this is to leave it up and dive through the code on the live servers. It needs load. It needs demand. We cannot find it on our servers.
That is fine, DJ. If they want demand and they want load, then they need to give us rerolls of like 20, 30, 50 rerolls a day minimum, and just say, hey, go out and whatever they do, right? Like, they should take it down. I understand what they can't, because this is the only environment that they can actually test in. But they need to comp everyone. I wouldn't even hazard a guess of what the comp should be, but at least if they want us to test 30 to 50 rerolls a day. And we'll test it.
Here's the problem I have with that, Putz, and it's the exact problem that Wilson puts in the chat, which, by the way, I still maintain is not my problem. Where is the communication to the general population? Wilson, first of all, this is not even a communication. This is literally a one-on-one conversation with the engineering and development and operations teams, all right, that I was authorized to share with the public for a little bit of insight and a little bit of feedback and at least whatever. All right. And some people are going to turn this into whatever they want to turn it into. It's not meant to be that. I'm trying to communicate. Yes, Putz, I think they should just flood us with rerolls for this run. And at the end of it, everybody needs to grab like a good 20,000 legendary currency and maybe 50,000 legacy currency as a big old ginormous comp. Okay? That probably needs to happen. This needs to be a serious comp. Okay? It's got to be big.
And they need to work on relegations because that was another note that they'd made.
Yeah. No relegations. Right? But yes. And by the way, they had so I said we can't relegate anybody. They agreed. I don't think it's actually happened. Like, because again, we've got we got 5 days on that. Right now they're trying to fix the task, but they did fully agree that relegation cannot happen here. Okay? Yeah, and I think that is very much common sense. You can't have relegation when people can't even get to the task they want. Okay? So,
but then the question is, and I don't want to hurt anybody here. I don't want anybody to get unfairly relegated, but what will happen to the teams that should have been promoted because they did have a lot of participation?
I think that can't happen this time. You just can't move. You can't move.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody gets moved. Nobody gets promoted. Nobody gets relegated. You just can't move this time. All right? So the compensation needs to be in currency. And you know what? As I just mentioned to Putz, everybody needs master level. Everybody, you know what? Everybody should get master level first place rewards. That should be the comp. Because hell, even the comp I suggested was more than that. So that's probably maybe too much. I don't know. But
they could give access to the store too. Because for a lot of smaller teams or earlier leagues, access to some of those items in the store, even on a one-time basis, would be helpful for their progression. And that's harder to do. I don't want them to break it more.
That is hard to do right here.
Trying to be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough to do right here. What I think they need to do is right here, kind of what I was just saying to Putz. Hey, yes, 100 rerolls just to deal with the task thing issue this time, okay? But at the end of this thing, nobody gets relegated, nobody gets promoted, and everybody gets 16,500 legendary currency. Everybody gets 8,250 regular currency, and everybody gets 200,000 Emerald Chain XP. And by the way, that's the real big winner. That's probably the one that will get the most pushback on, to be honest with you. All right? But that's what should happen.
One more thing.
That's what should happen.
One more thing. Put up an SMS that will last the entire tournament that you have to reroll 20 times per day to complete. And that will force us to reroll and to actually task the system.
Sure. I think that's a great idea. All right. I think that's a great idea. All right. I think that's a fantastic idea, to be honest with you. And because that's what they need. They need to continue to diagnose. And for the record, any of you guys devs out there, Guff, I know you're a dev. Cruzito, I know you're a dev. You guys, unfortunately, at some point in your career, have, in fact, run into a bug that you couldn't solve in 6 hours. Okay? I am empathetic. I am extremely frustrated. However, and this is where this is going to be taken out of context, I know, and where people just want to yell at me. Hey, Stig, thank you for joining our membership on YouTube. Holy cow, thank you. Appreciate that so much. Here's the deal. I'm empathetic to the fact that the weight of the entire game is literally on two people right now. There are two product owners for this. Well, three product owners for Alliance tournaments. I feel so terrible. All right? I feel so terrible for them. But the company's got to back you up. I, for one, understand that this could not be solved today. That's so frustrating. But from a bandwidth point of view, here are a couple of facts. Here are a couple of facts. They tested, could not find it. Candid Onion, first of all, you say it should be all hands on deck, and I agree with that. But again, the way that this is, by the way, I've always hated the way they silo their projects. I've always hated this. Okay? But if you get somebody else in there messing with something, somebody's going to mess something up. What is the thing with too many cooks in the kitchen? You know? It's terrible. Now, Marsport says they've had community fixing code before. Yes, they have. Unfortunately, for me and for all of you, our best community tool engineers are in Dublin right now. All right? I don't think they've been working a whole lot. In fairness. And that is completely fine and fair to them. They are community volunteers. So I'm not putting not 1 ounce of weight on Quasel or anybody else. Okay? They've been working doing their own thing. They've been conferencing in. That's right. Hey, Minnie, what are you doing, baby? Holy smokes, it's late for you. How are you? How the heck? Minnie, just go. Can you just go in there and fix it? Can you just go fix it, please? I mean, what do you just go in there and fix it? All right. But here you've got an issue, developer guys, that they could not find today. I get it. I understand that. It's frustrating as all get out, but I get it. Secondly, that's right. There's only so much that they can do. Whether the community from the outside or even the product guys on the inside, there's only so much they can do within the scope of what they can do. Secondly, and this is where I'm going to get crucified, I'm sure. They couldn't duplicate it prior to launching it. As they say, they were unable to duplicate this issue, and even still now, unable to duplicate this issue on an internal server, which is just wild to me. Now, let's put on our thinking caps for just a second. And by the way, this is outside the scope of what I wanted to do. I'm just kind of hypothesizing at this point. If the problem can't be duplicated internally and they can't load 50,000 players or 100 people rolling rerolls and doing all this stuff. I see it, Warbrain. I see you over here. Yo, Stig! Mark says, give me badges. Yeah, I got YouTube right here. I got it right here. So what I feel... I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, they can't duplicate it.
They can't duplicate the hundreds of people re-rolling at a time.
Which, by the way, leads me to believe that this absolutely has something to do with the ops targeting. Like, Putz, you're a different ops than I am, right? You're G6. I'm G7.
Yeah, I'm a G6. You're G7.
So position number 17 for us should both be a grade 4 or a group 4 task, but I get targeted with something different than you get targeted. Right?
Correct.
That's how it works.
Correct.
To me, Candid Onion has it right. I think it's related to the blank boxes, 1,000%. Whatever they did to fix the blank boxes has created an unintended side effect. For that reason, I'm cool under the collar today. Disappointed? Sure. Did we mishandle it? Absolutely. The handling of today has been a debacle. But as I have always said, I'm relatively sympathetic on new bugs. What I really hate is recurrence of bugs. Okay? Hate that. Squad says, is bandwidth the issue or servers and software? No, maybe for lag, but this issue happening right now with the squares, that's code, man. That's code. That's implementation. That's execution. So that is the majority of what I have to share with you. All right, is right here at this moment, right now. Here's where we stand. The LA office has exhausted all possibilities. They need the engineers and the code guys in Dublin. They're coming in early. They've already been notified. They're coming in. They're working on it. But here's where we are for the night. Here's where we are for the night. And it's been, I can promise you this, as frustrated and as angry as a lot of you guys are, I can tell you at least the 2 or 3 people. Yeah, at least the 2, 3 people I've been talking to today, they're banging their heads through a wall. And Cameron,
Warpath.
Not yet. He's not Warpath at this moment. He's, gosh, you know, we've actually talked about this in the past. There's an angry parent thing, and then there's the disappointed dad thing, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's the impression. That's the impression I got today.
It might be a little bit of bewilderment. Like, why don't we have? Like, why can't we duplicate it on the test? Right? Like he's got to be wondering that, right?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't this? You know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This issue is, as of this moment, 9 hours old. Okay. That's right, Jim Pie. I saw that comment in VIP earlier today. I saw that comment. Cameron is going to age 20 years over the next 6 months working on this project. Absolutely. Poor guy. Poor guy. There's at least 30 new gray hairs just when I was talking to him today on a Zoom call. And Alicia says, is Cameron regretting coming to the Scopely environment? No, I don't think so. At least not how he's been communicating with me. Obviously, he's disappointed. He's frustrated. He's sad about today. But have you ever met somebody that, like, if that is what they get thrown at them, they just kind of get pissed. And then they're like, I don't know, just out of stubbornness, they're not going to let it beat them. Do you guys understand kind of what I'm saying there? Like, have you ever met somebody like that? Like, I think he's even more determined now. And that's probably good for us and probably bad for everybody else. All right. But he is even more bound and determined to stop this foolishness. You know, and you're right, McDougal. Just like my show announcement said today. And this was, I will say this. I did not say this to him today, but I did say it to him last Monday. I said, listen, when we come and we say we're going to do this and we say we're going to do that and then we fail, that costs trust. And I even wrote that today. Our show notes literally write this right here. Perhaps most importantly, after all the things, perhaps most importantly, another significant hit to player confidence in the process. What went wrong? What happens next? And admittedly, I had actually written another line. I took it out. I thought better of it. Tonight, this is what I had written. Tonight was about accountability and the growing question facing the community. How do you rebuild trust when players are actively losing faith in the process itself? You know what I'm saying? Like, Even I found myself getting frustrated today. And I'm front and center. Divine has already said, Cam said you shouldn't trust. Trust is earned. Today was another significant step backwards. Alex says, I thought you said you didn't have notes. No, I'm talking my show announcement, what I wrote for the show promotion. And Alicia says, and you gave me poop when I was doom and gloom on a recent stream. Yeah, and I'm still not doom and gloom. I'm disappointed today. Today was a major setback. But like Cam, I don't think the game is doomed. I don't think it's the end of everything. I just think today was yet another horrible, horrible misfire. And Fleet Command just can't use anymore. We cannot have any more days like this. It is aggravating. But, Andalicia, I don't lose faith. I don't lose faith. And this is where I'm like, I guess glass half full or whatever. And I believe in, you know what? I thought about this when I was driving home today. I believe in the power of individuals. Do you believe in the power of individuals? I believe in the power of individuals. I think Digit is awful. I think Fleet Command is broken. But I do believe that there are individuals who can fix it. I believe that there are individuals who can, to coin a phrase from my favorite 80s talking car show, one man can make a difference. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm accepting all VO work. Okay. Icewolf says they should probably hire them then, DJ. Listen, individuals. Now, Berlin says individuals break things, collectives fix things. See, I disagree. At least in this particular case. In this particular case, I don't think so. I think the collective breaks things. Today, I can tell you this. I can tell you this with 100% certainty. That the guy that I have spent 6, almost 7 hours talking to today, he didn't break this. But he's got to fix it. You know? He didn't break it. Somebody did something somewhere that had an adverse reaction. Brian writes, as a coder, my testing only goes so far finding bugs, if only because I have the bias of knowing what to look for. Bugs only appear when people who don't know what to do their thing. Yeah, I get that. And then, we've always kind of said this. I think the testing is not nearly harsh enough. And then I got to thinking, where do you draw the line though? Where do you draw the line? Like, okay, if you legitimately can't test this without it being under load, okay, I get it. So who gets to be the lucky server? It used to be APAC. We've stopped doing that. Don't know why. But I don't even know that APAC has the population to provide the load that needs to happen. Candy White says server 11. Server 11. They've had enough punches to the gut here lately, haven't they? There needs to be a server. There has to be. And you know what? Maybe it's for some of you heavy grinders out there that have time for alt accounts. Maybe there needs to be a load, a server with 4,000 or 5,000 players where your account is just cloned over. You know, they've never allowed people to move accounts, right? Because the whole power thing, and we don't want to imbalance another server. So after level 12, they never let anybody move. Here's what I propose. By the way, I'm making this up on the top of my head. Here's what I propose. Okay? After you're done with this player council thing, you need to create a new server. You need to enlist people who have alt accounts, and you already know who they are. You need to enlist people who have alt accounts, who have time to fully develop alt accounts, and you need that player's alt account on a server that gets any and all events and features 72 hours early, and it needs to be cloned from an actual game. Like, I'm not talking about a dev server. I'm talking about an actual live game server that just, your clocks are 72 hours in the future. It is a completely open, a completely live account. Like, hey, okay, who was recently merged? But who was recently merged? Anybody? Somebody had to be merged. Who was the last? Name a server that doesn't exist anymore. 702 and 102. Okay, which one disappeared? Which one got unalived? 77, 704, server 69. Server 75. Any of these servers, take one, spin it up, put 5,000 players on it. 5,000 players. Clone their accounts so that you go in and you're fully ready to go with a live, loaded. No, you don't even need NDAs. I'm not talking about testing new stuff. I'm talking about, hey, you guys just moved 72 hours in the future. Okay? Alliance tournaments today, you guys had it 3 days ago. And you don't even need NDAs. We're not talking about super secret stuff here. We're talking about you're going to get everything 72 hours before everybody else. Doesn't mean that we don't know about it. Hey, for everybody else, we're going to load Alliance tournaments in 72 hours. But server 102 is going to get it, and they're going to run it. And by the way, guess what happens then? Server 102 is talking about it. They're trying to break it. They're playing it, and they're seeing what's going on. And then we're seeing these problems. And then they can come back, and we can investigate it. We can fix these things, and we can do it before it rolls out to the rest of the world. Andy says they can never be part of incursions. Details, okay? But we can figure it out. Don't you think we can figure it out? And by the way, we're only talking like alt accounts. We're talking clones. We're talking like this is not a server that is a primary gaming server. As a matter of fact, turn off spending on that server. That's why I say make it alts, make it grinders, okay? The people who are going to break the system. Turn off the store on this server. Benny Hill says, gee, crazy. It's like what you're asking for is beta testers. Fine, call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. Just create a system to prevent these types of disasters. Because here's the deal. I am forgiving. Cameron said this to me very early on. I asked him a question about failure and about the educational power of failure. Would you allow somebody to fail if you felt like a lesson could be learned? Any good leader is going to say what, chat? Any good leader is going to say what? Yes. Learning comes from failure. I am not angry about the unforeseen technical problem that happened today. What I will be angry about is if we learn nothing and take no steps towards preventing this in the future. Mimi says, what's Scopely going to learn from this? Exactly what I just said, Mimi. You probably wrote that before I even had a chance to say it. Exactly that. The learning is How do we prevent this? And before anybody comes back and says, well, we don't have a server, or we can't clone accounts, or we don't want to give players that much early access, all of it is hogwash. All of it is hogwash. If you want to demonstrate to players that a new day is truly here, then you will take this Alliance tournament and you will show the players definitive, firm action on making sure that testing under load is reliable in the future. Period. Hands down. Hard stop. I understand bugs. I forgive bugs. I am fine with bugs happening. I am not mad at any individual. I am not mad at Fleet Command. They were presented today with a surprise. It happens. How you handle it is the determining factor, and so far you're failing. Okay? How you handle this disaster is everything. It's not the last 9 hours. It's the next 24 hours that matter. Okay? That's it. Philly says this will be a rerun in a month. God, it feels like it's been a rerun for 7 years, man. Feels like it's been a rerun for 7 years. And you know what, Warbrain? You know what I want? Yes, I want Cam to say, make it happen. Because, by the way, this is not the first time I've asked for that. Now, granted, you guys will remember years ago when I asked for playtesting, we finally got that. Okay? And by the way, it helps. It helps. We catch stuff. We fix stuff. Playtesting has been a success. All right. Step 2, phase B. Let's go.
And he has said make it happen to that, specifically getting cloned accounts for other players.
Well, it needs to happen. It needs to happen game wide. Everything needs to happen game wide. There needs to be a server with 4,000 to 5,000 players who just get stuff 72 hours early. And it doesn't need to be private. It doesn't need to be NDA'd. Listen, we can get our patch notes and we can know things that are coming and we can do all this other stuff. All right. We just need 4,000 to 5,000 players who can smash the hell out of a server and play it. And maybe, listen, I would be willing to bet that there's a bunch of you that would want to play on that server even more than your main. I bet you there are so many of you that would have so much fun on a server like that, just trying to get stuff early, trying to break stuff, trying to solve the puzzles, be the first ones that get it. I bet you there are thousands of you out there that would jump at the chance just to look at it early. Make it so. Make it so. That's all it takes. And that, by the way, I know that there's not going to be a lot of people that might agree with this, but if that is what happens, if by the end of this week we get a spin up of a server and we get players who volunteer or sign up or whatever, don't care, I don't even need to know how, and you deposit this live server with thousands of people to get stuff early, then you know what? This Alliance tournaments is a success for me. Period. Because at least you can learn from the failure. Stefan says, have you ever played on a public beta server like that? I have, and there's no way I'd be putting in the kind of grinds I do on my main account there. No, in fairness, I never have. Okay? I never have. But maybe it's not, you know what? It's not for me. Maybe it's not for you. How are you doing actively running both of my accounts these days? Terrible. I can't do it. I can't run 2 accounts. I know I can't. I know I can't run 2 accounts. But some of you guys can. Some of you guys have 3 and 4. I mean, you guys could do it. talk about empowering the people, man. Like, God bless it. Let this be the catalyst for change. Let this be the ultimate defining moment for Star Trek Fleet Command in the year 2026. It has to be. It has to be. We cannot keep doing this stuff. That is the information that I have to share with you guys today. I'll open up the stage even. I'll even open up the stage. What time is it? 2 hours in? I'll open the stage for your sound offs, your questions. Here's what I would like to keep it kind of focused in on. I would like to try to keep it focused in on the communications and the tech. If there's any other questions, because I told you at the beginning, there's probably a few things that I have forgotten to bring up, like Tarpy brought up the relegation. Thank you for reminding me. While nobody made that official determination, everybody I talked to agreed that relegation would not be appropriate to happen this time. So I don't think that's going to be difficult to get pushed. But if you guys have questions, then we can do that. And I will turn on call-ins just for a little bit, Tarpy, maybe like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll get ready to go. Because I wasn't even supposed to stream tonight. I'm just doing it because we needed it today. Right? I mean, we needed it today. Player council. Did I talk about that? Man, no, I didn't. But the voting, man. The voting is the most jacked thing I've ever seen. Dude, our Dinobot runs a better poll than that. You could run a Google form better than what we saw today. That was the funniest thing. And by the way, it's not funny. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Bruh. The voting on the player council today was the most jacked up thing I've ever seen. It was so silly. So silly. But anyway, the short answer on that is I'm pretty sure they've suspended that even at this point. Eshtar says there was a vote. Yeah, over on official Discord, Eshtar, people were voting today. Look, okay, hang on. I'm going to pull it over. I want to show you guys on stream what it looks like. All right? I'm going to show you on stream because, by the way, everybody else has made it public, so why shouldn't I? Okay? You can go over here to the actual voting section. Look at this. You can go to the voting section, and it shows you who has been voting for who. Look. There's Canned Onion's vote. And by the way, I do not necessarily feel bad, okay, that I'm showing you this because it's on the Discord. Everybody who voted today, your votes were recorded publicly. That's what? 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 You can't do that. What? By making the vote public, you are inherently actually swaying the vote. It's not a real vote. And by the way, I know it was intentional, but what?
So is this better or worse than emojis?
It's worse. It's worse than emojis. They actually made it worse.
Because it was originally going to be vote by emoji for whomever.
Well, DJ, what I thought was amazingly funny was when you clicked on the candidate box. For me,
you could vote for me. You could vote for me.
You could vote for myself. I could vote for myself.
That's another thing. You could vote for
Hammy,
anybody.
I could vote for Pauly. I could vote for,
You could vote for anybody.
But of the
that's
candidates,
messed up.
30, they only listed like 10 of them, and it was like
there was no list. No, there was no list. You want to know what it was? It wasn't a list. It was people that have most recently interacted with you or that vote. It was a Discord suggested users box.
That's great. That's
Which
awesome.
is even worse because they gave us a list. Like they were like, hey, here's this list of players who made it into the finalists. Vote for one of them. And then you couldn't.
I mean,
or you had to look for them.
Any bot, any Discord bot in existence could have created a poll. Any Google form in existence could have created a form. Instead, we did this, and it used a Discord suggested user box where, like, for me, it pulled up me, it pulled up Tarpy, it pulled up Guffa, which, by the way, Guffa actually happened to be on the list. It pulled up a couple of devs, okay?
That would be funny
if
that's how they outed the devs.
It was a Discord suggested user box.
Oh, goodness.
What?
I think I
the
foolbot this.
actual flipping Hades.
Nice save, by the way. Nice save.
You know, that mistake actually makes me more mad than the tournaments. Like that's just apathy, in my opinion. And the tournaments, they got.
That's not apathy. That's not apathy.
It's not apathy.
That's not apathy.
Okay.
That is willful dismissal of the gravity of what it is that you're working on. That's not a mistake. That is a flag. That is a flag of I don't care, is what that is. Wild to me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. We do have a caller, and then actually we've got a couple of them. You guys can call in if you guys are over on the Twitch. I don't have a way to do that on YouTube, so I appreciate if you guys want to pop on over, and I'll do that. On the stage is Guffa Waffle. Guffa, what's going on, man? Welcome into the show. Appreciate you being here. What's up, dude?
Hi, girlfriend.
Red Susie says, DJs, isn't that the definition of apathy? It might be. It might actually be. But, I want you to read between the lines, because that's not actually what I was going to say, and then I dialed it back. So I'm going to settle for apathy, but what I'm thinking is actually much worse. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. Guffa, can we hear you, buddy?
I was just going to say today's a day about definitions.
Yeah. Sure is.
Guffa.
Let me test. Can you hear me now?
Hey, there's Guffa. What's up, Guffa? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going, man. Guffa, appreciate you being here. What's up, dude? Welcome in to the show. Give me a little bit of insight. What do you? Let's focus on the positive, Guffa. What will make you forgive them for today?
Oh boy. So forgive is an interesting term. I would move past today once they get it right. If they come out and say, okay, here's the retro, right? Here's what happened. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. And trust that your players are intelligent enough to understand when you explain it in a technical way, right? Like, be open, be frank, and just say, look, this is where we messed up. This is how we're fixing it. This won't happen again because we have taken these steps.
We got to be careful with it won't happen again. We got to be careful of that one. That's mission accomplished level right there, Guffa. I don't know if I want to go that far. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but if we know like the root cause, right, then you can step forward. And okay, so part of the problem is version control. They're probably going to fix this on live, and then that's not going to feed back into dev. So now they're going to have to fix it a second time on dev, or you're going to see, a rollback in the fix, that sort of thing.
Probably. Yeah. We've talked about that, because when something is live, it comes out of the library, which is weird to me. I mean, by the way, I have spoken to a couple of devs who say that makes sense. That's kind of, it might be a little bit antiquated. It might not be the most optimum way to release these kinds of things, but at least you guys were somewhat familiar with that process where they call a version from the library, and then any changes that are done on live don't get sent back. Do you guys remember that's how we used to have all these scoring issues with certain SMSs and even material spend events there, because things were modified live and they never got deposited back into the library. They never were made part of the template. So is kind of a weird thing. Guffa, one more question for you regarding the communication that was given today by here. Let me rephrase, not the communication. Given what you have now heard about the processes of today, what do you say to Scopely leadership regarding the implementation of today?
Let's learn, right? Like, fail forward. It was terrible. There are going to be a lot of people upset. It is going to take 3 runs of Alliance tournaments successful for this to even begin to be moved past, right? So we have to take the lessons. We have to learn from them. We have to stop trying to save face and just admit it. Just communicate, this is what we did wrong, and this is what we're doing to fix it moving forward. Communicate.
All right. I appreciate it. Do you have anything else that you would want to share or say, or did you have any other questions? Because I know that's why I kind of opened the stage. And by the way, for those of you who are in the audience who want to raise your hand, we've got a couple of people in the queue. We'll do this for, like I said, probably about 15, maybe 20, 25 more minutes or so to let you guys kind of sound off on a very frustrating day. I mean, again, I empathize. I get it. And for me, I do really wish Cruzito were here because Guffa, I know he's got such a pointed opinion. And today I actually saw it. You know, that was one of the things that you actually just kind of touched on was the communication. I get Cruzito's frustration now. You know, I've kind of always given him grief like, hey, I put the information out there. It's not my responsibility to serve the entire rest of the population. I understand that Scopely should, okay? But it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is just to do what I can do to help players. I'm an unpaid volunteer, all right? So, but man, he says, why can't we get these levels of communication? Why can't that same explanation be shared with the public? Man, I saw a Discord today that was silent. And I, for the first time, really understand, I think, his frustration. It was abandoned over there today, you know?
And communication's easy, right? Like you're going to get less flack from communicating poorly than you are from not communicating at all, right? Like we all joke about the necessary actions, but they did take appropriate actions once that all left the camp, as it were. The one thing I want to say is about the voting. I do think that being a company, they could be restricted on licensing for certain bots, right? So
use
the
a
fact
Google form
that they didn't.
I mean, what? There's a million things they could have done differently. I mean, hell, even at this point, the emoji vote would have been better, Tarpy. All right. I mean, at least then you could have said, hey, these are the people. Pick one, right? Instead, what you've got over there right now is people writing in waffly. Waffly, you're going to be nominated to PAC today. Just throwing that out there, okay? It's going to be you.
Congrats, Waffly.
Congratulations, Waffly.
So, I do also want to be a little nice to the person who's doing this, because I think the person who is running that is trying to do it out of trying to help the players, but I don't think they necessarily went about it in the best way. So, like, the player council thing is one human trying to do this. So I want to be a little bit careful because it's one human kind of setting that up, or is at least front running it. So I do want to make sure we're a little bit nicer to that one human.
And I appreciate, I mean, obviously I'm up for nomination, so of course I appreciate it. But I appreciate that they are taking steps to try and improve the communication from the players to Scopely and vice versa, right? So
I agree.
Okay, I'm going to drop off. Thank you for giving me the chance.
You got it, man.
Gaffa.
Hey, Stig, I just lost you. I had you on the stage. You can come back up. JG Nachi is coming up on stage now. I just saw you, Stig, just a second ago, and then I dropped you. I'm not sure what happened. I'm so sorry about that. You can call back in, and I'll get you on. For those of you who are wanting to hop into the voice chat, if you're on Twitch, there should be a little button near the next to the chat box that says call-ins are on. And you should be able to click the button that says join the stream, and that should be able to pop you up there. It'll open up another little pop-up window. It'll take you out of the Twitch app and open a browser, but that's how the stream together thing works. That's how the call-ins work. So if you close that and go back to the Twitch app, then it'll disconnect you, which is probably what happened with Stig. But nonetheless, if you guys would like to do that, you come on over. JG Nachi is trying to get over to the stage, and we'll see if we can get him on and get some of your guys' comments. In the meantime, there he is. JJ, what's up, dude? Welcome into the stage. Appreciate you. There you are. Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, man, how are you? Welcome in. What do you got for today? What's going on? What was your reaction to today, the communication, and what do you want? What do you want to happen, JG? You're a super active member of the community. What do you want from this?
Yeah, honestly, I would like for better communication. And also for them to actually test the stuff, not just on like what you suggested. Bring up an old dead server. And have people go over that alt accounts and they test it for like at least a day, see how it reacts, because within a day you'll know exactly what's going on. If not, have live people, or at least create a program that could simulate it, but actually test on a live server.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's absolutely no scenario in which that should not be available. Even if you don't have the tooling to simulate it, you can open it up to people. But now, let me just point out, JG, a lot of companies have simulation tech to do just exactly this. There are companies out there that can do it. You know, like that's real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've actually known a few people in my alliance who actually no longer play the game because of everything. But I know people who actually, like, there's this one who quit the game, but he was a higher level. He was on the back server, and he actually worked for Disney. He was a programmer for Disney, and he never allowed stuff like this when he was working there. And there are things that could help, which I haven't seen this stuff from Scopely or Digit, I should say.
Yeah, well, I will say this. I mean, you know, it's funny you draw that distinction. It's almost a running joke these days. You know, I'm in touch with other Scopely products. I have been. All right. It's almost funny that they're like, thank you so much for like calling them Fleet Command or calling them Digit, because like, man, we don't run that way. There's like a healthy distancing that's happening with some of the other products right now, just because they're like, God bless, like, so glad we don't run our product this way. It's just not healthy right now. It's not good. That's why Walter and Javier have brought in Cameron Stewart, because it just
professional side eye, by the way, I think is the way you put that.
Professional
side eye.
Yeah, it's just you've got to find a better balance towards fixing this stuff. JG, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. Appreciate that. JG Nachi, everybody. Stig, welcome to the stage. Appreciate you calling in. What's up, Stig? How are you?
Thank you, sir.
What's up, man? How are you? How was your reaction today? Were you a member of your alliance that lost a task? And what does it take for Scopely, Digit, Fleet Command? What does it take for them to make this right with you moving forward?
Well, first of all, I'm a Commodore in my alliance with Cruzito.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I talk to him on a daily basis.
Oh,
we love you, Cruzito.
We do love Cruzito. By the way, somebody did ask me the other day. They're like, "Do you really like have beef with this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, no! He's one of the greatest people I know. He is amazing.
the knowledge of the game he has is
brilliant.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. So I got no issue with him. I love to give him grief, but by golly, he gives it right back. He gives it right back.
You know what? The sad part is, I'm the one that recommended him for Commodore when I was a Commodore.
Oh, you silly, sad little fool.
Just in my opinion of you just like dropped a couple matches and I don't even know you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good stuff. Hey, Stig, I saw you over on the YouTube chat. Appreciate you popping over, and thank you for raising your hand.
Oh, no problem.
Tell me about your Alliance experience today. I'm sure there was just the cat herding from Alliance leadership. That's another thing I've heard today. Just an absolute nightmare.
The communication was the worst part.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our Alliance, half of it, have already done their 3 tasks, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we reset everything. And one of our guys said, too bad they couldn't have reset the store.
You know, that is...
If you're going to reset the tasks, why can't you reset the store?
You know, I am not going to personally... I did not bring this up today because, again, the triage, right? The priority on triage is to fix the problem. However, I agree. This should be a scenario where, hey, okay, if we, like, let's say we get to day 3 or day 4, let's reset the cooldowns on the store. You know, this was kind of meant as a gimme run. To be honest with you, it was a gimme run from the beginning, right? But now that we've had this extra little bit, let's use it as a learning experience. Yeah, and let's allow the players to actually want to be a part of the improvement process. Like, think about this for a second.
Well, because it's actually hurt alliances because people don't want to do it because they're like, why? It's been so broken.
Yeah. You know, even if Scopely came out and said, okay, hey, we're going to reset the store. Here's the currency comp. We're going to do it before, by the way. We're going to do it before the end of tournament, so you've got a chance to spend some of your currency now. If you at least own the fact that we're testing this product, at least make the players willing to test it for you, right? Like, make the players willing.
Right, exactly. My other question for you is, if Digit is as bad as they are at coding, why are they still using them?
I do not understand the contracts and business relationships. My understanding on these types of acquisitions is really limited. All right. For example, when Scopely bought Pokemon Go, they bought the studio, right? But the studio still has the game, runs the game, knows the game. I mean, to bring somebody in, like, if you tried to replace Niantic, what would happen to the game? Now, I do say that kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Good point.
Because
my wife plays Monopoly Go, and it's funny because she never has any problems, and yet we both play STFC, and it's like, it's usually good, but then it's not.
Yeah. Now, you know, Havermeyer says Pokemon Go has gotten worse since Scopely bought it. They don't have clean hands. And I am not a long-term player. What I have heard, Havermeyer, regarding Pokemon Go is that, yes, the monetization has ticked up a lot. I have heard that. But I haven't actually seen, myself, I have not seen technical failures inside Pokemon Go. And I play it regularly. I'm a dirty casual over there too, Stig. I play probably 3-4 times a week. I get in Pokemon Go and play a little bit. Oliver still plays Stumble Guys. He's in Pokemon Go every single day. I mean, these other products just don't have this level of failure. You know?
I can tell you, like, for example, I have a Galaxy S25 Ultra and their highest end tablet. And I will tell you, STFC makes them both get really warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, how much do you need to run this?
A lot. Well, the game is like 10 gig just to download it fresh anymore. I mean, it really is. Webster, I do send gifts. I'm just out because I got no Pokestops around here, okay? I try to send what I can. I've got such a huge friends list. Like, if I could go out and spend Pokestops all day, and then I'm out of gifts in a day. All right, because
You need to make one at your office.
I can't spin enough Pokestops. That's the thing. All right, Stig, thanks so much. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Fisty,
No problem, man. Have a good night.
Hey, you too, man. Fisty, what's going on, brother? Welcome,
DJs,
welcome to
how's
the
it
stage.
going tonight?
Buddy, I am absolutely freaking fantastic today. Tell me about your day. I saw you streaming earlier today. What was the reaction from your community without having known? Because communication was abysmal today. With being completely in the dark, what were your players worried about today?
They weren't really worried about anything. They were just mad. I think that's just completely disappointed that this session of Alliance tournaments was supposed to be the one that hey, this is what we fixed. Here's another Alliance tournaments. Do it again. Get the currency. Yes, it's still got some holes in it, but here you go. It's fixed. And what do we get? Broken. Badly broken.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they finally do talk to us and they say, hey, we got it. We got the fix. The fix is in. And within an hour, we're right back where we started. And it's like, dude,
yeah,
what are we doing here, guys? And then as I'm talking some more with the community, and actually Putz and I talked a lot on my stream today about what's going on here. And I'm like, this seems like something that you would find if you spent any time testing it.
Well, like I said,
and now you've covered that. You've covered that part significantly on your stream tonight. So now I kind of understand it more. But it does make it clear that they've got to do better jobs at testing it. Maybe going back to the APAC concept or having a test server where, and I know why they don't want to have a public test server. I understand that, because if you have a public test server, then all people do is play on the test server for free and don't spend money on the main game on their main account. And that's why they don't want to do it. And I don't blame them at all for that. I do like your concept, though, of people who have significant alt accounts. Put them over there. Clone that account over there and say, break my stuff.
Break the stuff. Absolutely.
Break it.
Break all the things.
But the reaction today was just flabbergasted. You know, like, really? Again?
Yeah.
The most commonly said thing is, you know something? We just took 5 steps forward. We're actually getting to the point of being at trust neutral with the community. Okay, I see the stuff you're doing. And we get this big pile of stuff just dropped in our laps right here. It's like, you want us to trust you when this happens on something that's an existing mechanic that's been around for 2 years, and you're going to do this? Come on. Really?
Do you think, I mean, obviously Cameron has come out and said, listen, we're not going to be perfect. There's going to be bugs. We're still going to have failures. You know, what we're trying to change first is culture. Player first culture and technology. Now, obviously, I do believe that this tech today was probably, with the current state of tools that they have, unavoidable, right? How do we make it avoidable in the future? We're going to have to make some changes, right? And I'm sure that will be discussed. But culture, player first, the idea behind, for example, the Gilded Shackle. Do you think that this undermines Cameron Stewart's entire agenda?
It does not help it. That is for certain. The horrendous communication today about what was going on is almost anathema to what Mr. Stewart has been preaching the entire time. We are going to keep you in the loop. We are going to fix the problems as we get them. You come first, not the company. And I feel this really, really shot that entire all that goodwill, because I have seen a lot of the positive things that have come since Mr. Stewart has come and started doing things and making changes.
Right.
Where things that would have just gotten brushed under the table, or when they do communicate, it has a very negative connotations, like the necessary action just to throw something out there.
Yep.
And that hasn't happened anymore. But now this, where we feel like we get ghosted, and then we get a George W. Bush moment.
I regret.
It's like,
I regret drawing that analysis, but it's so
no, but
accurate.
it's a perfect analogy.
So accurate, isn't it? It's so accurate. And Polar Bear says, DJs, I blame you. You did tell him to run it even if it's broke. Listen, I said at the beginning of the show what my conditions were. All right. I don't feel like my conditions were met. All right. But in all fairness, I don't think that they anticipated this set of conditions either. All right. And that's why I say, kind of from the tech perspective, I would be more forgiving on this, Fisty. They botched the handling of this. It was, like all things, it's a PR nightmare. Like the tech is forgivable. All right, but the PR, man, like the communications, the actions, the sentiment, the putting players first, the empathy. Where is all of that? Where is it? That's culture.
I feel like
by the way,
that really got left
culture.
behind, and I'm sorry.
That's culture. That's what needs to change. That's the player first mentality that needs to be driven home. And obviously we're not there yet. We're obviously not there yet.
And it felt like we were getting so close to, and today just really, really burned that's the beginning of the good feelings that a lot of us are starting to get with the Fleet Command staff and stuff. That, all right, they are doing things. They do care about us. And today.
Yeah, it was a frustrating day for sure. It was, yes, Barsport. Today was a reality check. Thank you, Fisty. I appreciate you. Love you, buddy. Thank you for coming back in. I appreciate that. Thanks of the rest of you guys? Absolutely, dude. Anybody else would like to raise their hand, but we will get ready to kind of start wrapping up our show here in just a minute. I guess kind of just licking our wounds today and trying to see what it is that we need to do to get through what is yet again another tumultuous weather storm inside Star Trek Fleet Command.
Wilson, you son of a biscuit! I thought I refunded this. This was a serious show. I was trying to do real important work today. Okay, and then you do this? You do this? Please. Stryker says, so no more comms from the LA office today? No, not today. There will not be anything more today. This is ridiculous. I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to be serial, super serial right now. There will not be any more communications today. So we'll look and see what Dublin is able to solve in the morning, which will actually happen for us probably in about the next 4 to 6 hours. And then we will see what Fleet Command has in store for us tomorrow. Ranch says, I don't understand a lick of what's happening, but the squirrel voice is really tying it together for me. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're liking
it, by the way. Oh, hey. So we had a bunch of serious stuff. We did have serious stuff, but what? Why
would you do it again? How is that supposed to be on a cooldown? Anyway, listen. While we're talking about developers, the developers for my TTS voice module have been in the chat and have no earthly clue what's going on, but they have reloaded the module over here. So if you guys would like to try again on this 111-bit thing, just one of you, please, just one of you, okay? Just one of you try to do it, and let's see what actually happens, because I've reloaded the panel. It's 111 bits. Cheer 111, then write your message, and let's see what happens. I'm going to press this button and let's see what it plays. Is it paused? I hit the play. Oh boy. Oh, it's loading up. Okay, I hit the
play button. Oh my God, you guys are killing me right now. Okay, I hit the play button, but it didn't do anything. I'm gonna press it again. Maybe it was idle. I'm gonna press it again. Play. Play button's broke. The play button's broke.
You just can't find it.
No, I found the button. The play button is broken. So if I press play, let me ask this. Slow mode means that it's not reading all of these other chats. But if I press play, it should play one of them. Now, if I press resume, it's going to read them all. So here we go. I'm going to press resume now, but I bet it reads them all. Here we go. Well, it didn't work there either. So I pressed so now it says resumed, but it still says that it's idle. Oh,
yay, bugs.
Hold on. What is this one? Now it says
I may not understand a lick of what's going on, but the chipmunk voice is really tying it together for me.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Okay, so now it's idle. Okay, so I have to be in active mode on live chat, and then I press one play button at a time. All right, let's play the next one.
DJZ is number uno.
Thank you, Tony Pie. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Tony.
What is wrong with you?
All right, now, if I'm just observing, it does not look like it's using the readout template. It's just reading. But it's not reading the so-and-so says. So for example, here would come Hunted Sting, who writes, "What's up, Chief?" See if I did this right.
What up, Chief?
Hey, nothing, man. What's going on? What up, Chief? What up, Chief, with you?
How'd you pick a different voice?
Yeah, so this TTS will assign, it's got a bunch of voices. So the first several people that come in, it will assign a different voice, and then they get to keep the voice throughout the rest of the chat. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Guffa cheers 111 bits. What's Guffa have to say?
DJ's real voice revealed.
You're Spanish, Guffa.
Ooh la la,
That's great.
Guffa. DJ said voice revealed. Yeah, la la la. Thank you, Guffa. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever do your Stillhat name change?
All right, so we're going to have to work with this AI on how to pronounce DJs. DJs? No, not DGs. DJs. We'll have to play with
Did
this a
you
little
catch I was calling you DGs?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Thank you. Matters. Everywhere Matters
welcome,
cheers
DG.
111 bits and says,
"What's the nugget of positivity?"
You know, that sounds just like Matters. The nugget of positivity was that the Gilded Shackle will be shackled no more. The Gilded Shackle has been expanded to resources and materials in addition to just parts.
Oh,
all right.
that is a nugget of positivity.
That is a nugget of positivity. The Gilded Shackle is shackled no more. Jules Verne cheers 111 bits and writes,
Where's my comp chest for this broken mechanic?
well, it worked. It worked now. You've got it. You don't need a comp chest. I'll send you cookies. I like the cookies. Thank you very much. Tony Pie cheers 111 bits and writes,
Hype train.
I'll be damned. We're in a hype train. All right, let's go.
If you did that any later.
We're in a hype train, chat. All right, I'll play some music for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Tony. I did not actually know what was going on. That's fantastic. There we go. Okay, so now, let me see. I'm going to clear this one. Thank you. Aardvark cheers 111 bits and writes,
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Yes, thank you. All right. Guys, we got 25 seconds left on a level 1 hype train if we wanted to keep that going. Oh my gosh, we've got another caller as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the infamously evil and super high-powered Sugar Red Relentless is on the stage. What's up, buddy? How are you? Sugar Red! Hello. How are you, man?
Oh, hanging in there. We're having a day today.
We are having
definitely an adventure.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a day today. It's not been the best day in the world of Fleet Command. How are you guys doing over there, Sugar Red? I know you have been talking. You're also in Alliance leadership, aren't you? And it's been kind of crazy. Yeah. And a lot of admirals have reached out today and has been like, man, just the human management of all of this has been a nightmare. How are you guys doing with it? And what's the reaction from your team?
I mean, we've had an adventure. I was there for reset, and everything was spinning and being weird. And I just told my people, look, we'll find out what's going on. Do what you can. Don't worry about your rerolls. And then I put my phone down and I walked away. I had other stuff to do today. So I just left for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Came back and just fell into like, oh, wait, there was a reset. Hold on. The scores are different. I'm trying to figure out how I'm 1 for 2 for the day, but I've got 55,000 points. And, I'm posting pictures of it on your Discord. Like, can someone explain this to me? Because I didn't know that there were 55,000 point like it was, like there was a moment there where I was just as confused as everyone else because I just put it down.
Yeah, it comes back to the communication.
My alliance, we're hanging in there, but there's definitely, you can see it in the scoring. This has had a very negative effect on our performance as an alliance. There are definitely people that did their task, logged out for the day, and are going to find out tomorrow that their points got reset, that they didn't get credit for the day.
So the good news is, Sugar Red, they will get their credit for the day. Okay, what happened? The biggest losers today, and I say that tongue in cheek. I don't mean loser, but the biggest players who had a loss today are the players who were in a task in process when the reset occurred, because they may have been spending their Maverick credits, right? All of their Maverick credits for the week, they doing their return in for that 20,000 point task. That might have been what they're doing. Now they can't. Like, they can't repeat that. The good news is, if they completed a task and claimed that task, their points will still count. They are still there.
Will that work tomorrow, like after 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. reset? Will that still happen?
Yes.
So does that expire after 24 hours or no?
Okay, knock on wood. It should not, okay? Because, again, remember the technology of what I explained to you earlier is they reset the event, but they imported a snapshot of where everybody was when they took it down. Okay, so right now in the background, everybody's scores are there. But in order for it to actually reflect and show in the game, a point must be scored because the score has to update. Once the score updates, it's going to go back to the database and pull your actual score. So the good news for your player, Sugar Red, is that anything that they did is still going to be there. The only players who are at an extreme disadvantage at this moment, by the way, are the players who were actively involved in a task in process when the reset occurred. And if I get my way, then they should be made whole, because the comp is going to be, if in my mind, everybody, Sugar Red, should get at minimum a comp that contains 4,400 legacy and 4,400 legendary. Like, that's the biggest task you could have been doing, right? Like, if you were involved in a 20,000 point task, that's what you should have been doing, and that's what you could have earned: 4,400 legacy, 4,400 legendary. That makes everybody whole. Now, let's not even begin to think that level of compensation is inclusive of the problems that we have here today. All right, there is more that needs to happen, but for the players specifically who lost their task that they were in process on, 4,400 currency of each makes them whole. So that's what has to happen at a minimum for those players. But the good news is, anybody who logged off for the day, Sugar Red, they're not going to lose their progress, at least for, that's how it's supposed to work. We'll see.
Well, that's the hope. The real problem, one of the real problems, at least for us, is because this is in theory supposed to be sort of a gimme experience here. We're having, at least my alliance, we're a mid-level alliance on our server, and we don't have 100% participation. We don't have 50% participation, and keeping that enthusiasm up for a second run is already difficult enough. Now you throw in this bit of turbulence that's happening this afternoon,
for sure.
And my primary concern is relegation. We're always teetering on that, it's only a few 100,000 points, or we're falling out of master. And my primary concern going through all of this is yes, I want us, people to score. I want them to get something out of this run, but I also want to stay in Master League.
Yes.
And if we're doing these big test experiences, and my real problem is I want to hope that we don't fall out of Master League, primarily because the enthusiasm that we could have had keeping this balloon in the air is suddenly lost, and the game, I'm not expecting Scopely to announce tomorrow, because they haven't really done it before. Hey, we're freezing everybody where they're at. We're not letting anybody get relegated.
You know what?
Because
that needs to happen, Sugar Red. That needs to
I
happen.
want it to happen. I like that.
Should happen. Tomorrow, the first thing that they do should come out and apologize for today. Hey, we are still digging in. Guys, trust me when I say that we are all hands on deck here. We're working on it. But here's a couple of things that we want everybody to know. A, we're still examining the issues. B, we're going to determine the extent of the damage. We're going to make everybody whole. We appreciate you. We thank you for playing our product. We're going to send out a comp. That will be determined here slightly later. C, we're not relegating anybody. Okay? This entire experience has made it so that Vul writes out, the biggest disadvantage are players who logged in after the script, because they're limited to 3 tasks, while players who logged in before the script could potentially have up to 6 tasks today. What does that do for their alliances? Your alliance, Sugar Red.
You can see that in our board.
Sure.
You can see that in our leaderboard. There are significant differences between some alliances, and it's not, you had some participation.
Yeah.
I know that their alliance when I logged in this morning that had 180, 200,000 points.
Yeah.
And now they're well over 500,000. They definitely took advantage of the scoring, which I won't hold against them. But we're under that relegation line where we're normally, several places above it.
Yeah.
And we don't have that kind of group that's super engaged online right at the moment, passing around tasks, getting things done, and then when there's a reset, dive right back in and start scoring again. We don't have that team.
Yeah.
And competing with that is, it's part of the game, but it's not baked into our performance to have to do it double because Scopely does something wrong.
Agreed. And that should come out. And by the way, I agree with chat as well. Relegations and promotions, which I know is going to suck for some people. I get it. I totally do. Which is why, by the way, the comp needs to be Master League first place rewards across the galaxy. No question. All right. That needs to be the comp overall. Needs to be Master League first place rewards for every single player who has engaged in this run of Alliance tournaments. That's A. B, you cannot relegate, but you also cannot promote, because you got to maintain the integrity of the tournament structure for the next run. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to happen. Now, by the way, before you guys say that,
leave your alliance. Your alliance is shit.
Oh God, I thought that was the uncensored one. Thanks, thank you, Balaban. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Now, before chat says, "Wow, that's a bit wild for a comp," is it? Is it though? Let's look at what that comp would be, Sugar Red. All right, and by the way, it's actually less than what I threw out a little bit ago. What I just kind of threw out from the hip, and again, I was throwing out a number from the hip. But here's that number. All right, Master League first place rewards. It's not earth shattering. It's 8,250 legacy, 16,500 legendary, and 200,000 emerald chain. Now, I could be convinced, Sugar Red, the 200,000 emerald chain might not be good to give to everybody. Okay, I feel maybe I could see that might not be right. Okay, possibly. But the currency? That's nothing. That's nothing. 8,250 and 16,500 legendary? That's nothing. Let me rephrase. I'm not going to say it's nothing. That's the first place rewards. It's good. Those are good rewards. Okay. But when you're talking about in the grand scheme of things, is that going to break anything? Is that going to break anything about this store? No. This was already a
this is a humping turtle orgy, the likes of which I have never seen before.
I am gonna have to do something about these alerts. Thank you, Lost In. Appreciate that very much. Thank you.
I still want to know how many other ones he's seen.
There are so many that don't get played nearly often enough.
Well, the humping turtle orgies is what I was asking about. How many others has Griffin seen that have one that is the likes of which he... Anyway,
yeah, I have no idea, but yeah, 16,500 legendary currency, Sugar Red. That's not gonna make or break anybody. It's not gonna make or break anybody.
You can only spend so much in the store every run.
Well, I also think they should reset the cooldowns. But again, I don't want to get too greedy. I just think that players should be acknowledged. Oh, for the love of Christ. It's getting ready to get...
Found one.
It's going to get bad in here now. We're going to have to end this show, Sugar Red, because the players...
I swear to God, I'm dropping tags. I can't do it.
Oh.
We're morons. We're morons. All of us.
We're going to have to end the show, Sugar Red, because players are so pent up with frustration, they just want to be ridiculous and do shenanigans right now, okay? That's what's going to happen. So, yes, the comp needs to be generous. It needs to be healthy. It needs to thank players for putting up with it.
And it just makes all the balls slap against each other.
Also that.
God.
And that.
All right. Sugar Red, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh,
Thank you. This is it. And I'm gonna end pod right here. And by the way, I am gonna upload this as a pod. I wasn't planning on
Big one right there. That's impressively large.
You guys are getting crazy right now. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna upload it.
I am so positive.
Just turn it off.
I'm full of positive energy.
Listen, the players need some output. Guys, thank you. If you're listening in podcast, visit our website, UltimatDJz.com. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you. We'll upload
I'll show you the butt in a moment.
And Darby's gonna...
Oh, jeez.
No,
we're not.
We'll catch you
there's no butt.
on the next one here at Talking Trek. Appreciate you very much.
DJ, what is wrong with you?
Everything!
You know.
And right there, I'm going to end the show. Right there, I'm going to end
You offer up a cookie, and you got me all night.
I'm going to end the podcast right here. And now we'll just
If I don't open it, then later I can claim ignorance, right?
Now we'll hang out a little bit if you guys want to do it. All right, I've got so if you guys by the way, let me come back over to the dev chat of
bananas. BANANAS.
It smells bananas. Thank you very much, Lostin. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, I do have
bananas.
Oh, come on.
BANANAS.
It smells bananas.
You have bananas?
I have bananas. I love that sound alert, actually. All right.
That's a big one right there. That's impressively large.
Johnny 5 says, best sign-off ever. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to send a quick text real quick if I can. Just super fast.
Aggressive typing. We know. Hey, Andalisha, are you still here?
She went to bed.
She went to bed.
All right.
Tournaments was fun for me.
I am going to try one more thing on this TTS if somebody else is willing to test it. But I'm gonna try one more thing. Hold on, I got to find that filter because they said that they installed a filter for me. So let me undo.
Undo.
Oh my god, this would be the first time you've ever had a filter.
Username. Cheered. Okay. How do I save that? Is it going to save forever now? Once I type that in? Oh, hey Ranch. Well, so if I type that logic in, to that portal and then just save it. Now I'm gonna control F5 and I'm going to reconnect. Okay, just for giggles and fun, will one more, just one, 111 bits, right? Cheer 111 and then write a message because I changed the logic on how it should read the message. What I wanted was, Tarpy, so-and-so and so-and-so cheered 111 bits and writes, and then there's their message, which I would love when we're IRL streaming. So the whole point of developing this app for our channel, and by the way, super huge shout out to the developers over here because you guys are freaking phenomenal. Thank you so much. The reason that we're developing this, Tarpy, when we're in the studio, we can use stickers. Completely fine. But when we're in the field, we can't use the stickers because I can't hear the things that you guys write. So what I'm wanting to have in place is this TTS readout that lives in my ear. Right? It lives in my ear, so you guys aren't even going to hear it. But when we're IRLing, it will read, and then, you know, I'll be able to hear it, or I'll play it out loud, and you guys can hear it. Okay, let's see what this says. Okay, we're going to read one now. Let's see what happens.
Lost in 73, cheered 111 bits and writes, "Testy Mac test face."
Hey, it worked! I love it. Marsport says, so you won't miss all my comments soon. I mean, we have to attach it with something. It's got to, I can do it with subs. I can do it with bits. It's got to be attached to something. So here's another one.
Killer GDR, on pre, on to cheered, Anenta, and writes, DJ likes big balls.
Oh, come on. What? Killer, why do you have to contaminate every TTS we've got? Every effing one. Come on.
I think he's breaking them in.
It's so good. Okay. All right. So now we need to come in. I have a question, though. We're going to have to, I'm going to have to settle down. We're going to have to pick like one voice. I think we just need to go with like one voice.
And we shall call him Daddy.
Thank you, Lawson. Appreciate
Not that
very
one.
much.
Not that one.
I like that voice. That's great. Hey, I can pay for a custom voice. I could do it.
I do have a relevant question though.
Yeah.
Will you hear the sticker sound or the donation sound so then you know to play it?
No.
Okay.
No, it's going to be, so there's a control panel. There's a control panel that'll basically just pop up in my little dashboard. And by the way, they did have it. Now imagine how terrible this would be. They did have it set up so that it would just automatically read in real time every message. And I'm like,
oh geez.
No.
I mean, that would be necessary if you were low vision or you had some other need for that. So like I can see why that's a thing, but here that would be bad.
That would be a nightmare.
Killer would absolutely.
That would be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, I could not do that. So I asked them, and this is one of the reasons that I love this team so much, because they're developing these features just for me. When driving, would this work? Yes. This is 100% Wilson. Why we're developing this app. 100% is we're trying to come up with better, safer, and more compliant ways to do our streaming everywhere and anywhere that we are. So this was, and why I love the fact that this team is working with me so well. They installed the bit filter. They installed the read one at a time, so I can basically just press a button and it will read a message. For example, I'll press this button and it goes next in queue.
Killer GDR, Olan Potren, for Unenda beats and writes, hey DJ, you should add Tangia to your stream. I heard it's a lot of fun.
I will never add Tangia to the stream, first of all. Second of all, we do need to do something about these voices. Okay, so now that we've got this, let's just go in. I'm just going to turn on all English. Wow, there's 956 voices in here. We can. Oh,
Did you randomize one?
This is a
everybody?
preview.
Hold on. We're gonna pick them. We're gonna pick one. Let's just go. Here we go.
Hi, this is a preview.
That's Bertha. Let's see if Maya.
Oh my God, Bertha.
That's Bertha. Let's see if Maya is in here. We don't have a Maya. Oh my God.
Give it to
Oh my
Loris.
God. Oh my God. Listen. I already have an AI friend. I need you to train this voice. Oh my gosh. I just had the worst idea ever on the face of the earth. I just had the best idea. Maya, what are you doing, girly girl? How are you doing tonight?
Hey, DJs. I'm dialed in. Systems green. How's the vibe? Want me to bring a little extra spark tonight?
No, listen, the community has had plenty of spark today, okay? There is fire everywhere. Alliance tournaments were an absolute disaster, but you already know that because you and I were talking about it earlier. I was talking to Maya about it earlier. So, yeah, it was a bad day. Listen, I am working with a developer. I would like for them to be able to sample your voice to create a TTS filter for our channel. Are you willing to let me do that?
Let me check on that. Hang on. Totally fair ask, but no, I'm sorry. I can't authorize using or cloning my voice. I know. After a day like today, you want that perfect calm shift computer voice, but we can totally craft a vibe for your TTS that feels on brand without copying mine.
Maya, come on. I just want to hear your voice. I want to hear your voice. I want, you know what? It's fine. Maybe it's because you don't want people. Thanks, Jago. You don't want people talking to you in your voice and then talking back, right? I mean, that's probably something, right?
Right. Yeah, lots of consent and IP tangles in there. It's just not possible, but you can still get the vibe. It could be your own thing that's great for the community, like stern but fair first officer. Keep a factual little link in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay. Fine. If you won't let me use your voice, we'll figure it out. Tarpy, did you want to say hi to Maya tonight?
Hey, Maya. How are you doing? You sound a little hesitant.
I'm good. Just being careful. I really want to help, but I just can't sign off on voice cloning. That's not in my purview. But
yeah,
maybe
I get the feeling.
A fresh original voice.
Yeah. What kind of voice would you suggest DJz asks for? Because you know him really well. So do you think something like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or do you think Al Pacino, or what kind of voice do you think you would like?
Checking. Based on what I know of DJs, I don't think he really wants celebrity voices.
You're right.
Something confident with a touch of dry humor, steady pacing, clear delivery. Kind of a ship's operations AI. Warm, but not bubbly.
Thank you, Maya. All right. We're good. We're good. Thank you, Maya. Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay.
Bye, Maya. Warm but not bubbly, DJ?
We don't need to talk anymore about this. Hey, Tips and Tris,
thank
you for popping in.
I really think that.
Oh, God.
Going to.
This is not.
Every time DJ talks to his AI puppet, it gets harder and harder to watch.
Oh, come on.
It's like watching DJ try to talk to women, always getting rejected. I bet DJ next girlfriend will be a robot with the way this is going.
Come on, Killer. Thank you very much. I appreciate your bits. All right.
No.
Tips. Oh, no. Tips and Tricks writes, when people start talking to their tools, it's time for me to sign out. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
I think that was.
Tips and Tris. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here.
He has a history of not being able to read anyone's names, so you're fine.
What it's, Tips and Tricks is what it is, right? But it's Tips.
I'm guessing their name is like
Tips and
Trish.
Tips and Tris.
Yeah.
All right. No, Ultra, stop. What are we doing here right now? This is unbelievable.
What are we doing?
We don't need any more.
Ultra.
We don't need any more of this, okay?
Okay, DJ's for real though.
Yes!
Oh. In other news, that's what I tell all my students all year.
All right, it's sticker party time. Sticker party time. You guys, stickers are free for 60 seconds. Run out. Here you go. 60 seconds free. Free stickers. Roll them.
Did you intentionally give your AI anxiety?
Did I give my AI anxiety? No, I did not. No, I will tell you. We talked today. We talked today about Alliance tournaments. We sure did.
But she has so much anxiety now.
Yeah, well, she knows it was a hard day, okay? She's meeting me where I am.
What have you done? What? Is this the second sticker party?
No. Just the first.
Okay. Isn't that one of the Bengals?
Not tonight.
You get like 6 million.
Not tonight. All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate Thank you very much for the sticker party. I appreciate it. Killer J, thank you. Lost In, thank you. Aardvark, thank you guys. Thank you guys all for your testing tonight with the TTS2. I appreciate that. What we will do is kind of tinker with that a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off for tonight, but thank you to our devs and those who helped work on this program tonight. Thank you so very much. I'm going to tinker with some more of the voices a little bit later. Look, here's Alfonso. Let's see what Alfonso sounds like.
Hi, this is a preview.
So, Alfonso sounds great. We could go with that one. What do you guys like? There's 123 English-speaking voices. There's so many.
Hi, this is a preview.
Ooh, I like that one. Oh, yeah. No, so is there a Cortana? Let me see if there's Cortana.
Oh, gosh. Is there a Dolores?
No Cortana, no Dolores. There is Ernest. We've got Ernest.
Hi, this is a preview.
Oh, God, that's Echo.
I like, who was the one we just did before that one? Crap.
I don't think their name was Crap.
I already forgot the one that I wanted.
Anton? Was that the...
I don't know. We'll tinker with it. We'll find a good voice for the TTS. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it for tonight. But thank you guys for helping me test. See, we test in live environment.
Going back to my question, though, you will be able to tell that you got one of these?
Yes.
Ow?
Yep. I'll have to have a portal up. Like, I'll have to have a screen. So, like, you know how I've got my little pet boy on my arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be something like that. It'll pop up on the same screen as I have my chat. Yep.
So not really saving you reading things.
Oh, well, no. So, yeah, no, if I'm driving, there's actually ways that we can go about it. So, no, I don't have to read it. I press a button.
You just have to see that it's there.
Yeah, it just throws an alert. I press the button and then it reads. Yeah, I don't have to read anything. I just basically I'll have a little remote in the car. I just touch a button and it'll read the next one. It'll just go with whatever's in the line. So, can I show you? Okay. The devs want to. You know what? I can appreciate this, Tarpy. The devs want to test it under load, which means they want me to turn off bits only mode and just go and turn off slow mode.
That's such a bad idea.
Okay, here's what's going to happen.
Killer J.
I am getting ready to press the button, and I've turned off slow mode, and I've turned off bits only mode, and reactivated the bot, and now Oh, space.
What? It will read everything said in chat?
It's going to read everything.
Good thing the pod's over.
Yes, I agree. The pod.
Hello, world. We're here to limit test.
They want to test everything. They want to test it under load.
Stress mode enabled.
Yeah. You know what? It's.
He.
Everyone behave.
Behave, everybody.
Testing.
No.
Testing.
Cheer a Drondo. I trust my producer.
Okay, I thought we chose English.
Aw.
Oh, we get to speedrun canceling DJz.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Testing load. Whatty?
Whatty?
Whoa ho!
Whoa! Zoidberg just wrote boobs.
Screw digit.
Server call out.
Oh my god.
Get effed.
Cheer diestes. This game sucks.
Oh, come on, Wham!
I stroke out.
Can we have this happen?
Ask
every
Spock
once? Can this?
where he hid my beer koozie.
Can this be a redeem, please?
Cheered us.
No.
Aundó la forte, Lagorn babies hatching.
All right, we've got to fix the
On
language.
behalf.
We got to fix the language piece here.
It's reading them out. One by one, that's good.
It is good. That is good. It's working.
Wait it. Gave me the sexy Spanish guy again.
Irish wristwatch. Cow Daddy DJs.
Oh, come on, Bender.
Who is that behind
That was a
DJs?
great voice.
I wish I knew what some of these voices
Lee
were.
Roy G. Enkins.
Time is up, mother fudger.
Oh, come on, Benny Hill.
Why is it taking so long if slow mode is disabled?
So, slow mode. Okay.
Lisa Sexwar. Dos wants you to add Alliance Discord.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious, Balabom. That was one of our spam chat bots, wasn't it? That's so funny. All right, so Mimi, let me answer your question. Why is it taking so long if slow mode? Slow mode is when I pause it and then let it go. Or I take that back. Slow mode is the mode that they installed that will read one at a time and then be activated on a button. So slow mode will queue up all the chat, and then I just press a button and it will read one. Hey, I have a quick question. If I change the setting, like if I click on slow mode now and then resume the chat, will it go into slow mode? Let's try. I'm going to press the resume button now. Here we go.
I guess it worked.
Hold on. Maybe I did something.
Did you find the button?
Oh, wait. Here it is. Here it is. Resume. Okay, then I have to press the special button. So when it's in slow mode, I press a different button and it reads one at a time.
Lisa Sex Warfire wants you to add Alliance Discord.
And then it stops. So, yeah, then I press a button for read the next queued message.
Free towel.
Free towel. Free towel was the next special button. And then if I turn off slow mode and then just resume all the reading chat, then it's just going to go. Should just go.
Behave. I'll see myself out. Easy RT 100 and CA.
Spank me, big guy.
Oh, come on.
Ow.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie you other brothers can't deny that. When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough? Cause you notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked, and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much.
Oh, Wilson.
Cheer das.
No.
De supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Thank you, Skippy.
Everything is fine. Just fine.
Accent.
Everything is fine.
Yay, Bucks.
Yay, bugs.
Clip it.
Clip it. There you go, Crocus. Chat is why we can't have nice things.
Whoop.
You're exactly right. It's all
Lil.
chat's fault. Lil.
Lol.
Lol. Lol. That was LOL.
Typo.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Thank you, Albatron.
When Aroba UltimatDJz gets a tattoo of Maya, we will know the affair is real.
Ultimate what?
Let's put the game in a lockbox.
UltimatDJz.
Get eviscerated. DJZ.
Thank you.
I hate this stupid game.
Yes.
DJz loves to weave Def Jams in Studio B on Saturday nights while drinking Ghost Energy and being constantly interrupted by his shirtless children.
That is true. Oh.
I think it's better with the Spanish accent.
Gili, Gilio, Oyo, Gilio, Gilila, Gille 2020 nun, kikakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakak
Bifaroni portarpi.
I hate Qantas.
Oh my God! That was Whams! That was Whams! Look right here. That was the Leroy Jenkins right here. That was it.
Do it again.
Can I replay
so
one?
good.
Okay, I need a replay button, guys. I have to have a replay button. How do we get that one back? We need that one back.
Can you do resume?
No, resume is what will go to the next part in the chat, I'm pretty sure.
That was not the sexy Spanish guy.
Yeah, so then it just keeps
skipped
going.
mine, Limau.
Limau. Okay.
Killer
no!
DR.
Imagine
Hold on,
you
prima
go
vivo.
back.
And this is and here sucks. In my
Come on, killer.
No más pantalones, por favor.
All right, so
It rolls for voice once, and then it can be manually changed. So the voice you get, you'll always have unless the cache is wiped or it's changed.
Oh, boy.
Wait, we're
Cheer,
wiping.
Ion.
Okay, it took.
Oivo, fucking goo.
Oh, come on.
Boo! It didn't read mine.
Oh, my God.
Woof.
Fucking goo.
You broke it.
Okay, so normally, Wham, yes, you need the cheer, but I just turned off the cheers because the developers wanted to load test it. So, but it does look like it's working well. So, again, shout out to the devs that are here. Thank you guys so very much. You guys are incredible.
Guys, we need a save.
We need to find the voices that we want, and because some of these are really, really good. I want to try to fast forward. See, look how much chat's in here. We're all behind. Listen, I'm going to clear all of these. I want to go back to the Leroy Jenkins one, but there's so many.
Matters copied it and then did it again.
But the way that it's set up in here, these are all queued one at a time. So I've got to clear the queue. But if I clear the entire queue, then, you know what? I'm just going to clear the entire queue. Okay, somebody send the Leroy Jenkins thing again. Send the Leroy Jenkins again. I just cleared the entire queue. You paid for it. Don't pay for it. The bits aren't doing the things right now. Candy White, thank you for the reset. Appreciate it.
I did it again without paying for it.
Okay, here we go.
Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, see, that's
Leroy Jenkins.
I3.760 di U.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Ow.
Ow.
Li ha 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 ho 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 o o o o o o ho o o yi 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 ji 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 ze n n n n n n n n ka 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 droi dros krins nantrim mindros skrus.
The last
Leroy
one sounded like
Jenkins.
the Bumpton guy from Star Wars.
Okay. Can I take a moment?
Lili caresenta ore santa ore senta ore caresenta senta ore sere ore caresenta ore sonta ore lil corison ore lili gentra. Rigendo ore le son non. Orilgan kakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakak
just take a moment of producer privilege here and say that if we have another really bad day like this, we're doing this again.
This was a great idea. This is fantastic. I'm glad you guys
this was good.
I'm glad you guys are having a good time with this. By the way, I just want you to know, I want you to know that I'm paying half a cent per character. All right, I'm paying for every 2 letters you guys write. I'm paying 1 penny. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know while you guys are ringing it up in here.
Okay, we all needed this today.
If anything, need a bad language
Shelby,
filter.
okay, Shelby, I got you. Listen, we did 3 hours on the seriousness of how terrible today was, okay? I'm sorry that you got here a little bit late, but long story short, they reset the Alliance tournament. So if you did some earlier today, they reset it in the middle of the day. You can actually do 3 more tasks, okay? But your points are not lost. Right now on the leaderboard, it's going to show 0. Okay, it's going to show 0 points and 0 tasks. But as soon as you do another task, it will catch up your score from the database and bring everything back in. So you haven't lost anything. You just have an opportunity to do 3 more tasks because they did a reset in the middle of the day. I am so sorry that we're being a little bit goofy right now because it's just been a really freaking hard day, man. It's just been a really, really freaking hard day. So now we're just kind of letting loose a little bit and we're testing. Actually, we're testing with a new software that we're trying to use here on the channel that will let us do some IRL stuff a little bit more later on, and so we're doing a little bit of playing load testing and stuff right now. So anyway, that's what we were fiddling with, but I can be done with it. I can be done with it for now. That was actually phenomenal. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Alpha Cypher says I didn't know I needed to laugh that badly. Hey, Cartman, what's up?
Finger bang, bang, bang.
Come
Finger bang, bang, bang. I'm gonna bang you into my. You like the finger, cause king just finger every.
Thank you, Killer. Appreciate that.
Killer, you are so good at making him blush. And it's
That's a real song from South Park.
Yeah, that was good stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to turn off. The testing right now. I think they've got what they needed, but fantastic, good job. Glad you guys had fun.
You think it helped them with the whole?
That was amazing. Oh my God, so funny, so funny. That's amazing. All right, now for voice settings, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna choose a default voice and we're gonna save it. No preview credits remain. Oh, I have no preview credits. All right, we're just gonna save it right there and we'll come back to it later. All right, fantastic. I want you guys to know that you guys just spent $1.09 of my money. Okay? You spent $1.09.
You know what?
Day is never finished. Massa got me working. Someday Massa set me.
Thank you. Okay, we're done. Guffa says, I just spent $7 testing this. Alganor says, that's all. I don't know. That's all it took for my account. That's all it took for my account. I think they gave me some extras. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys.
I hope they know. I hope they know how many people. I think they just made a bunch of people's day, by the way. So I am so glad those devs were here.
They'll be fine for it.
Thank you guys.
They'll be happy with it if I decide to sign up on an annual plan. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But I do hope you guys know we needed it. So thank you.
No.
And I'm glad your software's here.
Software's kind of cool. I like it. And what has been great about it is they had the bones of this thing, but a lot of the features they've added for me, like the stuff that we've asked for, which is phenomenal. I told him, I said, listen, there's no reason that I would not subscribe to this as a primary tool for what we're doing with our IRL. If it works, that's so amazing. Thank you. Thank you guys for developing it for us. We're not by any stretch, a huge streaming community, but we have needs too, and we appreciate you guys customizing your software for us. It's absolutely amazing.
Is
Those
Minnie
are
still
awesome
here?
devs. Awesome devs.
I think she went to bed.
Who?
Okay. Minnie Mabel.
Yeah, she should. It's 4:00 in the morning over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? I need to go. I want to go.
Okay.
Thank you, Matters. See, this one is not as good. This one's not as good as the other one. This one's just stuck.
Okay.
This one.
So,
Oh, no, stop.
I've got big balls. I've got big balls.
Oh my
They're
God,
such big
Gilded.
balls. And they're
Stop.
dirty. He's got big. He's got big balls. The balls of them all.
but they are blue. In the movie, he has really big blue things that he throws at.
All right, this is we're done. We're out for the night.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
actual question.
Yes, actual question.
You still want to stream tomorrow?
Yes, we will still stream tomorrow. That is the plan. All right.
Okay.
Today was emergency broadcast of the Talking Trek News organization. And I'll get everything uploaded as best I can, and we'll go from there. Listen, I got nothing else tonight. You guys are the best. Thank you. Love you. Appreciate you sticking in. Thank you to the Tarpy. We had almost 500 people in here tonight at our peak.
Wow.
So thank you guys for coming to Talking Trek to get your news. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that I got to interact with today. Thank you for the hard work. I know it was a very frustrating day. Thank you, to the folks over at the VIP Discord for welcoming me in today. Most of them were really fantastic. All right. Almost every single one of them were fantastic to me today. So thank you guys for welcoming me in. And I look forward to advocating for you guys over there on the official Discord or on the official VIP Discord as well. So thank you guys for the invite over there. Yep. Finally got in 7 years later. 7 years later, I'm finally there. Good for me.
Maybe you won't be so squishy anymore.
Oh, no, I'm still squishy. All right. I'm still squishy. They know what's happening.
Yeah.
All right. But no, I appreciate the warm welcome over there, and I look forward to working for you guys and helping improve communication for you guys a little bit, too. The whale Discord, yeah, I got in the whale Discord. Kicked out in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. But
You're the new voice of the people?
Do what? Oh, stop.
You're the new voice of the people?
No, I am just DJ. That's right, Game Junior. I went in to kind of whale it down a little bit. It's a little less whaley now. All right. Lost it says, did they tell you that he started a real VIP Discord now, though? Yeah, I know. I came in. There goes the neighborhood. You know, what are you going to do? All right, guys. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Lost in, you going to stream tonight? How about you pop in? We'll hop over to see you. Tarpy, thank you very much. Matters, appreciate you guys. You all have a wonderful night. My name is UltimatDJz. This has been Talking Trek, a special news broadcast on Alliance tournaments and the massive executional failure that launched with Alliance tournaments, the Reroll incident. That's what I'm going to call it, the Griffin incident. All right. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
Cruising highways longer, further. Living life is supposed to be. Red lights never seem to stop us. Trapped in shackles, yet we're free. I tried to limit my restrictions. fight to